All right. Welcome back to Tales from the Harper's Pub, or Tiff's the Piff. It's been a while. We had the holidays, some life events, and we're back. So it's probably, let's start with where did we leave off? So what happened last time, guys? Anyone remember?
We killed a bunch of cult members from the Cult of the Million Eyes. Remember that?
Huge eyes.
They had a lot of eyes.
The big one.
Sure did.
I think we identified who the real IH was.
Yeah, as a member of this cult. And we fought a beholder. We got that dagger for what's his name? The sacrificial dagger.
Yep, that's how we got the other letter mark.
Yep, and the letter mark.
Why do you need a letter of mark?
For the dragon hunt.
What's
We
the
need
dragon?
three of them, right? We needed 3 of them and 6,000 gold, and we're at 4 letters and 4,900 gold, so we're a little bit short in the gold front.
Maybe we find someone to sell that other letter mark to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, that would probably catch a pretty penny. There
Yeah,
was another adventuring group that we were in.
Go ahead, Milo.
So the real question is, why aren't we selling that extra letter?
Cool.
We
I
did
just don't think we've had an opportunity to sell it yet.
Well, we had that other adventuring group that we could sell it to.
How easy is it to transfer a letter mark like that?
I was kidding.
So they're made out to you, but you could ask. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way you could do it.
Ordering some.
We one line in the right error with our initials and then put the name of the next group. Right? Yeah.
We didn't, because we didn't even have a group name yet. It was blank, kind of, right?
So let's back up. So why do you need the letters of mark? What's the sort of overall objective you're pursuing?
There's a competition to hunt down a black dragon. The winners that kill the black dragon will gain property, and that's what this. You need 6,000 gold and 3 letters of mark to gain entry to the competition. And it's in Oberon, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct. So
and the real reason is because the dragon is in the wildlands, and that's where we're trying to make it. That's the silver line.
Got it. That's your personal motivation. So you guys have been on this quest to basically enter this competition as an adventuring guild. You've gotten 4 letters. You just need the money, to the point that you mentioned. And you guys did decide around the campfire in our downtime on a group name, right? Because you didn't have a name for your party. So what's your name?
We want the Heroes of Fortune, right?
Oh, yeah.
Heroes of Fortune. I think that's where we landed. The Heroes of
I like
Fortune.
the Fighters of Fortune because of the alliteration.
Why I like the Bards of Fortune? Because I'm a bard.
Well, you guys.
Heroes is fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys can spend the session arguing over what the first part of Fortune
I
is.
think the streaming audience is probably going to want to hear both sides of the argument, so that makes sense.
Maybe we put up for a vote on Twitter or X.
See if anybody wants to vote on that.
Weigh in.
Good idea.
So you guys, you mentioned the Cult of the Million Eyes, but you were at a fall festival within the Dwarven Holderheck Mountains, and you were leaving that festival to head south. Does anyone remember where you guys were going?
Serenity Valley.
Serenity Valley, correct. And there were 2 reasons why. What are the 2 reasons?
Yep.
Look at the map.
Well, one of them obviously is a Firefly reference.
The browncoats are there. I think was the noble there, or was he still in the city with us? Was he in the Dwarven city with us? The guy with the dagger.
Yeah. So you gave him his dagger, for which he gave you a letter of mark, and he's actually going to skedaddle now.
Yeah. So we were going to this place for Something with Joel's character, the Shadow Steel.
The Church of the Roman is there.
That's it. Yeah.
And
I don't know what the other
stop by the Avernus Inn.
You got
Yeah,
it.
I apparently have a contact down there I'm supposed to meet.
Yeah, his name's Malthus. You met him last time. He said he's a former assassin within the Shem Shadows assassin organization, but he's retiring from the life of being an assassin and he's moving into the Shadow Syndicate and starting an inn. So he said he would have some work for you if you wanted to stop by.
Well, at this point, we're really just trying to build up a little bit more capital, so it sounds like it's in alignment with our objectives as a team.
Yeah.
And you probably can't see it well, but that's Greyhaven, where you were a few sessions ago. You went into the Holderheck Mountains for the Fall Festival, and Serenity Valley is here. So you've been in like this region of the world.
All right. Yeah.
So how many days travel is this?
Do we have teleport? Who's got teleport?
So this is the fun part, because if you go back and watch the last session, I think we said it was like 4 days, but I'm gonna get that wrong, and then someone's gonna call us out on continuity, because
it was a month ago.
yeah, let's call it.
So what is it?
Let's call it 4
It's like
days.
a week, right?
Let's call it a week.
4 days?
Yeah, we actually were
Well,
gonna create a scale. We actually have a scale.
I believe we settled on that scale on the bottom. It was pretty much a day.
So 50 miles. It's about 50 miles away. How long is that, Tooch?
Well, what was the normal travel by horse? What's a fortnight?
Oh, we're traveling by horse?
Do we not have a horse? What about Bessie?
Oh, I guess we got a
Yeah, do we have Bernard and Bessie?
Yeah. Well, you have Bernard, Bessie, and the wagon. I think you guys brought them.
Yeah. Got a wagon. Caravan. Tiny caravan.
Okay. Apparently, normal travel is 24 miles in D&D.
In a day. Yeah. I was just looking that up.
Okay. So 2
Is
days.
that by horse?
That's by
Yeah,
foot, I
that's
think.
pretty fucking ambitious for walking.
Oh, seems like a lot
Yeah.
in a day. If I'm hiking, I do 10 miles a day.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
back.
I've done a 10-mile march just on a treadmill in recent history, and I have to say, not something I'd want to do with a pack every day in a row for a while.
I'm gonna go back to my 4 days comment. It's gonna take 4 days using your wagon and horse.
I appreciate the decisiveness.
When you measure on that map, that's also as the crow flies, and like we're in mountains.
Yeah. Toads.
Brew?
And we have short legs.
Totally.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, a lot of us definitely have regular legs.
Yeah, but we move at the pace of the slowest person.
Yep.
No, we throw the slow person in the wagon, and he gets a dragon. Dragging, not a drag, different. It's Dungeon and Dragon. It's easy to be confused. I'm sorry, I should have said it.
It's okay. So, just for the record, so you guys have Bernard, you have Bessie in the wagon, the Lord.
And Coward.
I'm sorry.
And Coward, the dog.
Coward the dog and Sparky.
And Sparky, yeah.
Wait, we got a dog.
Yeah.
You have 2 dogs. One's
I knew Sparky was there. I missed Coward.
Yeah. We bought Coward.
Oh.
Carrying my wine.
Oh, actually, I do remember that. Never mind.
Lord Kalir is leaving, so he wishes you a fond farewell. Says if you're ever in Omeron, look him up if you need work or whatever.
Why does he have work right now?
No, he just did the work, but he says he basically owes you one for letting him out of the cage.
Dagger.
Yeah, getting the dagger, but he
Technically,
paid
it
you for
was
that.
too.
Well, he paid you for that, so that's like.
Fair.
He also has an imp named Kernaz, who also waves bye to you guys. Cool. Do you depart?
Yeah, we're going to Serenity Alley, right?
All right.
You know, get money.
Yep. So there is like a formal, like Kings Road style trail that leads between these major. There's 10 major holdfasts within Gideon, and then there's the capital. So there are like main roads that lead between them. So if you would like, you could stay on a main road. The area is you're walking through like a grassland. Off you can see the mountains like the whole way down. You're going to be walking near the mountains. So the mountains are always in the distance, very majestic looking. And then at the foot of the mountain, there's a forested tree line type area, but where the trail is and where you're walking is, like I said, mostly grass. It's transitioning from fall into winter. It's starting to get very cold. The ground is starting to get very hard. The precipitation is like less. Air is very crisp as you continue to walk.
All
Have we seen
right.
snow yet? Is there any snow? No.
No
Too
snow
early.
yet. If you look at the mountains, they have some of them do have like white tops.
Hmm.
Very nice.
Day turns into night, and the sky is lit up. Like anyone with dark vision or low light vision really can see pretty well. It's a bright sky tonight. But yeah, otherwise rather uneventful.
Why is it a bright sky? Is it a full moon? Close to a moon?
The moon is getting full, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
How are you guys
Cool.
when you guys set up camp? Just standard watches, or what's going on?
I just sleep.
Milo keeps what?
This is Remy playing his lute that you hear.
So Milo's volunteering to keep the watch.
Yep.
All right. The first night, Milo is uneventful. Like it's a pretty standard watch. At one point, you do see a cool looking owl. Like you hear it for a little bit, and then you see it land on one of the branches in the distance, and it swoops down and gets something and flies off. That's the highlight of your evening. Cassavel. So during your meditation, the spirit sensei is there with you. The dream visitor.
Hey, listen. When Cassavel's doing his meditation thing, right? That's like half the night. But the other half of the night, Cass and Milo, man, sparring.
So you go from sparring Milo to sparring the dream visitor. Though, way to leave your post, Milo, and leave the perimeter unguarded because you're sparring.
You guys are sparring? That sounds really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that wake us up?
Dude, it's with wooden weapons. It's okay. So, it's not nearly as loud.
You wrap a cloth over the wood, and then it's very quiet.
Yeah, deadens it.
So the spirit sensei, the way I envision it, Joel, is kind of like he kind of looks like a samurai, but like everything's covered in like shadow, like you can't see a face. Like there's a lot of like, just like sort of a shadowy visage about him, but otherwise samurai with a katana, fighting with you.
Okay.
Does that sound about what you imagine?
Yeah.
You notice that with your recent improvements to your physical abilities, right? Through your adventuring, you're starting to keep up with him more. And there's a few times where you even get the best of him, and he doesn't like land you on your ass.
Feel pretty good about that. Pretty solid progress.
Um, the sparring is enjoyable, but at one point he does manage to trip you over. Kind of takes you back to when you first started, where he was doing that a lot more often. And when he extends a hand to help you up.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Cool. When he lifts you up, his other hand touches your forehead, and you see a visage, or an image, very similar to what you saw before with the ore, but now you're seeing what look to be like blueprints and plans written in Elven. They look very similar to some of the items you've already found. You notice that they're on a stone like lectern, and in the corner you can see a pendant with the holy symbol of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Everything else is surrounded with shadow. And at that point you wake up and it's morning.
I mean, I'm immediately going to like find something to write in and like in as much detail as possible, kind of sketch out what I saw and write out like any notes or whatever that kind of like depicts any like information I would have taken from that. So like the blueprints and the imagery of the holy symbol for sure.
It looks similar, like the actual blueprints look similar to what you had found before. There's drawings of a katana and a short blade. So, and then there were some notes in Elven about how to treat shadow steel. So like how to forge it and craft it, but what you have in your memory is incomplete.
So if I look through the blueprints that I do have, like am I able to kind of like match up or piece together things from what I saw and what I have?
Yes, 100%. Okay. And the conclusion that you come to is if you can get a hold of whatever you saw in that dream, then you'll know how to craft this weapon.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to Surrounding Valley then, because I need to find that church. They're the ones that are going to have the answers in my mind.
There you go. Cool. Heading into the second day, I'm just going to fly through these. They're going to be rather uneventful. There's going to be a couple things I highlight, unless anybody wants to particularly do something. That cool?
Yeah. Hit us off.
So the second night, to your question, Tooch, the moon is a little bit fuller in the sky, and Milo, in the evening, Bernard comes up and he says, "I'm going hunting."
Who does he say that to? To Milo?
Yeah, because Milo.
You cut out entirely. What did he say? I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
I'm sitting here staring at it like he says what?
He comes up to you because you're standing watch, and he says, "I'm going hunting."
At night?
Yeah, I reckon there's some deer in that forest. Might be able to get us a good breakfast.
Would you rather hunt during the day?
We've been walking during the day.
That's fair, but are you sure you ought so late at night?
I'll be fine. I know these mountains better than anyone.
All right.
Let's see, how far away from his holdfast are we right now?
You're pretty far, but like it's a similar like terrain to where he grew up, but it's not like, it's like being like, it's like we're not in the Tucci woods, but we're in woods. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I know how to navigate the woods.
Okay. All right. I'm not even awake. I'm asleep right now. So
there you go. And at that, he grabs his sword and his spear, and he walks into the woods.
So he's going deer hunting with a spear.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You can throw a spear. It's all good.
You can throw a spear. People have done it.
there's actually regulations for spear hunting in Pennsylvania. It aligns with archery, all the archery stuff.
Nice.
Interesting.
Cool. So a couple hours go by, um, actually, I'm going to say the whole night goes by, Milo, and he never comes back.
Oh shit.
I mean, I assumed that was going to be where this was going.
So do we wake up in the morning and Bernard's missing?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good half hour before I realize.
Well, I'm going to tell people when they wake up that Bernard went hunting during the night.
I start yelling Bernard.
There you go. Bernard! Bernard!
Your yells go into the distance and echo off the open landscape, but no shouts are returned.
Well, shit.
Can any of us track?
Yeah. Which Milo? Yeah, that whole thing.
Survival.
Yeah.
You saw which way he walked, right?
Also did see which way the man walked.
I mean, he left Bessie here. Like, there's no way that he would just like up to the left.
Yeah, something could have happened. We got to try and find him.
Yeah. So do we leave the cart here? Usually he's the guy that guards the cart.
Yeah, it's just pull it off into the brush and then go look for it.
Yeah, let's just like hide it. Coward, watch the cart.
If you're taking the wheels with us, nobody can steal it.
That's not a bad idea. It's not bad. I disconnect one of the wheels.
You are a crankshaft.
I am crankshaft.
Sparky can also guard it.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. So let's go look for Bernard.
Is it nature? Is it
Survival.
survival? Yeah, survival. I'm not good at that yet.
So as you guys, so you're going to search for Bernard. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
As you guys enter, so you're going to walk towards the forest, and as you enter the tree line, you start to hear the sound of a creek, off in the distance. Further pursuit will reveal said creek. It looks nice. It's even though it's very cold, there's a lot of fresh running water, and riverside. Go ahead and make a check, Milo. Survival check.
Here we go. Oh, well, I rolled really well. But I'm going to do my best to max it out. I'm going to use my abilities here. So, 24.
Okay,
Nice.
that's really good. So,
I rolled a 17 to get things started.
nice. So you can clearly find tracks of a man of his size that you can assume are him.
Well, if those tracks lead back to where I last saw him, I mean, that's going to be kind of a dead giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, you have a high degree of confidence that it's him. So the tracks, it's basically like boots. They lead into the riverside and downriver in the direction of Serenity Valley, where you guys were headed.
So almost like he left us behind?
You can make that assumption. The tracks are heading in the same general direction. That's really what you know.
Interesting.
Well, he probably just went hunting that direction.
That could be a possibility too.
Are there any deer tracks visible in the area?
You don't see any deer tracks yet, but if you follow his tracks, you guys will find a pile of clothing with his armor, and clothes and stuff like that.
All of his gear.
All his gear.
Oh shit.
And with the 24, you do see, once you get downriver and you find this pile of stuff, you do see deer tracks, and you do see tracks of a different kind. They look to be an animal. Make a nature check.
No problem. All right, a little bit better at nature. And rolling a natural 20 for 24.
Okay, you are certain that these are tracks for a mountain lion.
Oh no,
Also
bad.
Mountain
Dude, he's in trouble. He's out here naked, and there's a mountain lion about.
Yeah, but why would he be naked?
Well, maybe he was,
Yeah.
maybe he was like bathing or something, which
Well,
is
he's
still
probably-
odd, but
Yeah.
then found himself stalked by a mountain lion, perhaps in between him and his equipment, and had to run off. But that seems like
Yeah.
fairly improbable.
Or the mountain lion died while he was taking a bath. How cold is it?
It's fucking cold. Like it's
So
probably
you wouldn't want to be naked for long.
it's probably like 50 degrees.
Oh, that's not horrible, but that's not warm.
Yeah, when you say it's fucking cold, I'm thinking like
Like 40, 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 50 degrees. I meant
Okay, but it's not taking a naked bath outside in the middle of the night warm.
no.
So,
I mean, I'll start to try to gather up his gear.
is there any blood? Does it look like an attack happened here?
You do see with dual 24s, you do see a little bit of blood where the deer tracks and the mountain lion tracks are interacting. It looks like there was some sort of scuffle between the two creatures.
I start yelling, Bernard. Bernard!
Any chance that our boy is aware of?
I think it's either that or I don't fucking know. He's not dead in the water, is he? Is it a deep hole? Is the creek deep?
It's deep enough, but you don't see any dead bodies or anything like that. No.
I would suggest. Well, can we follow his footprints any further? Or do they disappear at the clothing?
So his footprints disappear, but the mountain lion and the deer footprints continue to go south.
We should follow them.
Okay. Serious question though. Like, in terms of knowledge of the existence of lycanthropy and the coincidence of this and the bright light, full moon situation, like, I'm not fucking around here. Like, I'm not like eyebrow raised. This is not a Groucho Marx comment. Like, how much would any of us potentially have the capacity to be like, oh, this is a little bit suspicious?
Is this the first moon that we've been with Bernard through?
It is.
How long have we been running this guy? It hasn't been a month.
So
Yeah.
I'll say with the 24, given the full moon and the pile of clothes, it's not like out of the question that you would think that could be a possibility. It's still, I mean, like, it's not the most straightforward answer is he probably got attacked by a mountain lion or some shit, right? Like who knows? But like it is in your mental list of like, hey, this could be what's going on.
Like, even in today's world where that shit doesn't exist, I would think that. I'd be like, dude, this guy's a fucking werewolf tiger, mountain lion.
Doesn't it exist?
Okay, good point, Joel. Probably does. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Also, contrails, obviously. Birds aren't real.
Birds are not.
I don't know. There's like pretty much. How old is the werewolf myth, and how many different societies did it originate from? Just like vampires.
We're going to lay off the whole historical investigation until after we find Bernard.
That's a good point. Good point.
So there's a tussle, you said.
There's a tussle between the mountain lion and the deer, and then the deer runs off and the mountain lion chases it.
Well then, so if Bernie's tracks stop entirely, then we should make a relatively reasonable search of the area. Perhaps. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. So I'm able to track. We should have me follow these tracks, but we can put Sparky on just doing a search of the area with instructions to make noise if he's located.
Sparky's
Just
guarding
do
the
a
wagon.
spiral. Yeah, but how far away are we from the wagon right now?
You
We can
probably
just go
want the-
back into the U.S. park.
I'm the DM. I'm gonna shut up.
right?
I mean,
Am I crazy?
like we could take a minute and just like look around this area to see if there's anything that we missed. So I will also
We're gonna do that while somebody goes back to get Sparky anyway.
I
Investigation.
want Sparky to guard the wagon. Don't we have like thousands of dollars of gold in the wagon?
We do have a lot of gold.
You can make an investigate, Bruna.
Alright. 22.
I got worse than that.
Yeah. So you're searching the perimeter, basically, like just searching the area.
This area, yeah, where we found. This is the area where his clothes are, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna to accelerate some of this. You come to a point a little south, and you see him, like, you see Bernard, like, crouching in the woods.
Naked.
They immediately yell out, "He's over here, guys!"
Oi, don't call for everyone. I'm naked. I don't have my knickers.
Hold on, let me get your clothes for you. Run back, grab his pile of clothes.
He's grateful that you are bringing his clothes. It looks like he was walking towards you guys when you saw him.
Okay.
He says, "Oi, the strangest thing happened. I was taking a quick bath and I saw a deer. I ran after it." Oh, someone logged off and now it's all jacked up.
Oh no.
There you go.
We're all split in half. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I ran after it and got lost in the woods, so I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Wait,
Why are you naked?
I was taking a bath in the creek.
Why were you taking a bath in the middle of the night? While you were supposed to be sleeping?
This was this morning. This happened this morning.
Wait, you were taking a bath and then a mountain lion came through and attacked a deer?
Mountain lion? No, I just saw a deer. Who said anything about a mountain lion?
Well, there's mountain lion.
Got your deer.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Interesting. I didn't see that.
So where'd the deer go?
You get the deer?
Oh, I did, yeah. He'll take you down a little bit, and there is a deer that has been, like, field dressed and, like, not butchered, but, like, he's taken, like, the main piece, like, some of the bigger parts and put them to the side.
Are there any signs of
I got another natural 20. I am trying to do a quiet investigation check on the deer to see if it looks like it was ravaged by a mountain lion before he carved it up to hide that fact. And my investigate is not that good, so it's only a 22 total, but I'll use my special ability and roll another 5 to make it 27.
Damn.
Okay.
Really good.
Mary Crankshaft, is this what you were doing too? This is where you were going to?
No, I was questioning the fact that he butchered this deer naked.
You've never done that too?
Wait.
No, especially when it's 50 degrees out.
And with no tools.
So Milo, yeah, like with a 27, like the deer was clearly mauled by a mountain lion. Like that's clearly what happened.
I don't say anything about that. Certainly not now in front of him. But that is the suspicion, of course, that Milo had, and he feels it is now confirmed.
Well,
Runa's taking him at his word at this point. She thinks it's weird, but maybe he's just a weird dude.
I would have said, "Hey man, you butchered that deer naked." Like I would have.
He's like, I couldn't find my clothes. I was going to come back for them.
Okay, man.
Does he have any weapons on him? A knife?
Does he have a knife? Yeah. Does he have a knife?
Well, he does now because you gave him his stuff.
but
Yeah,
too, who was unequipped.
Yeah, so his like spear was with his clothes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about his knife?
Okay, that doesn't. That's not adding up.
Yeah, how to get the deer? Yeah.
You know, you guys are asking a lot of questions. I think we got a deer we can eat. Let's just celebrate. Let's celebrate
Bernard.
the win. I appreciate you finding me.
Bernard,
I just
Bernard, the circumstances of you getting this deer are suspicious.
But
This is a
Bernard,
deer.
You're
I
naked.
just want to say,
What did you use to
hey,
kill the deer?
You know,
Bernard, it doesn't matter how you kill the deer. You're our friend no matter what. Just so you know.
Well,
He's like, it's a deer. It's not exactly a, you know, a fast creature now, is it?
No, of course not.
No,
But
deer
here's
are
my-
very
oh,
fast.
They're easy to get.
You didn't answer
I
the
won't.
question.
My brother hit one with a wagon once. They're not the smartest creatures, you know.
Were you in a
he's-
wagon?
He says I used my spear.
Your spear that was with your clothing.
I must have had a. All right, guys, this is falling apart. All right, you got me. I'm a were-cougar. All right.
were-cougar.
A were-cougar.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Every full moon, I turn into a mountain lion and engage in a neutral good rampage. Can't help it.
What? So, are you in control when you're a cougar?
What is
No.
what is a neutral good rampage?
I don't know. I seem to just. Whereas, like, you hear stories about werewolves killing people, I seem to just help people.
Well, that's good.
While being a cougar.
That's
While being a cougar.
what?
Yeah. I bring meat sometimes to random homeless guys. I don't know.
How long have you been were-cougar? When did this start?
My entire life, my whole family, it's in our bloodline.
Oh.
Wait, so your
Change
brother that's in charge of the keep?
Yeah, he's a were-cougar too.
I mean,
We
Yeah.
changed our sigil. We changed our sigil to try to hide it. Lycanthrope blood, not exactly respected among the nobility. We're trying to get a higher social status.
yeah, but you guys are good guys.
Well, yeah, but people, you know, they can be kind of speciesist. They don't. There's a history of lycanthropes being hunted, especially if you think about like all the stuff that's going on in Saladia. It's just people. It's just they don't like what they don't understand. People, there's being aware of something as a bad brand because of werewolves. It's just,
So-
my brother, he just wants to cover it up.
So how often do you transform? Just one night? Two nights?
3 nights, the nights before, during, and after the full moon.
Oh. So that's is that the next 2 nights then?
Boy, yeah.
Oh man, I have a great idea. I want to stay up tonight and have a conversation with your were-cougar side.
What?
Yeah.
Does it talk?
Yeah, he's a good guy. What better way to prove that he's not going to, cause our group harm?
Is that a concern?
No, I mean not for me.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little self-conscious about the whole were-cougar thing. I mean, we can try it out, but it's a sensitive subject for me.
I mean, who knows if your cougar side even speaks common?
Probably not.
I want to see it though. I want to see it. I want to see the other side. Interesting.
Well, I can't really stop you. We're traveling together.
Well, just like let me know when you're gonna go take a bath later. You know what I mean? I mean, not like that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
Make a persuasion check.
I rolled that, so I'm gonna use lucky. Actually, re-roll that. And I did better. I got an 18.
I'm trying to think about how to make persuading lucky.
You accidentally say something that strikes a chord with a memory.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to think of.
Would you call that an ability check? Or a skill check? It's a skill check.
Oh, they're all ability checks.
Oh,
Skill
that
checks
is
are
okay.
ability checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just happen to stumble upon a series of words that evokes fond memories of him being a were-cougar with his young brother when they were kids. He, even though he doesn't really remember being a cougar, he has like vague flashes of like them as cubs, like playing with one another.
Yeah, like being a cougar can be good. I'm sure it can be good. Like, why would they exist if it was all and do good things if they were fucking bad creatures?
Yeah. And also there's a bird squawks when you say bath, so he doesn't hear that. You get lucky there too. So he's not weirded out. All right, cool. He says that's cool. He'll let you watch him do it.
Nice.
So Bernard, you said your cougar form likes to help people.
Boy, yeah.
Okay. Any chance that it would help me train for fighting monsters? Not to say that you're a monster.
Ooh.
It's the one area that I can't really practice on. Like I can spar with people, and that's great. But it's actual like targets to practice with, I don't have an opportunity.
Probably. I don't really know how to control it, but I'm sure.
Maybe we can work on that too. Maybe we can figure out a way for you to learn how to control it.
Yeah. I can go the other way though.
What do you mean?
Like when I'm in human form, sometimes in the middle of a fight I do this. And you see his face like shift to be more cat-like. Like he grows little fangs, his eyes become yellow, his face becomes like bestial, and his hands become more like claws.
Cool. Little creepy looking.
Oh, okay,
I'm sure there are some people who are into it.
He changes back. He's like, last time I show you it. Last time I open up to you.
I mean, for some people, not for me, man.
Hello, Mary. Like what the heck? What the heck?
Still in my guts telling you my darkest secrets, and you say I'm creepy.
No, I didn't know.
I'm sorry. Activity for this guy, all right?
I know, you're right.
Jeez.
Sorry. I mean, it looks badass.
All right. Okay. So, that's that. So the next night, yeah, the same thing's gonna happen. He's gonna go off in the woods. Mary, if you want to come with him.
Oh hell yeah! And Caspel, you want to come along?
Absolutely.
And fight him?
Practice.
I mean, just have a conversation, see how it goes. Yeah.
He
Does he even have to go off? I mean, he can do it in camp, man.
Nah, he doesn't want to do it in camp, but he'll let you guys come with him.
Because of
He
the
says
good
it's
rampage?
Yeah, he's like, it's better if I'm in the woods. I feel more at home.
At home, yeah, that makes sense.
So he asks you guys to avert your eyes. He gets them dressed. And then, like, when the full moon's at, like, its zenith, he starts to transform. He literally just, like, goes down on all fours. And what you witness is, like, one of the craziest fucking things you've ever seen. Like, he fucking, like, his mouth, like, a cougar snout comes out of his mouth and, like, rips his lips open as like claws protrude from his hands, like literally just like cut through his skin and come out. As he just like shifts and transforms, his bones start breaking and cracking and moving. But in a short amount of time, he's a fucking cougar.
Whoa.
That looks painful.
It does look super painful. Did it cause like a bunch of blood and shit on the ground?
Yeah, there's blood. Yeah. And there's some pieces of random skin that he then like laps up.
Fuck. I say Bernard.
No, Mary, you're right. This is creepy.
Does he respond to Bernard?
So the mountain lion, which has like a grayish tan coat, black coloring around its eyes, and he's a big like wiry mountain lion. when you say Bernard, he turns around and looks at you with two like glowing yellow eyes.
Well, that could also be just because that was the first thing that we said. Bernard, are you there? Okay, can you raise your right hand?
Paul.
You see the make like an animal. Is it fucking animal handling? That's
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
Charisma check.
I think it's just back to being nature again, man.
Animal handling wisdom.
It is wisdom.
I just know it's a skill because of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, 9.
Okay, he just looks at you for a minute, like you're saying things. To your point, you're making noises, so he's looking at you. But then he just darts off into the woods.
Man, how does he even control where he fucking wakes up?
I don't think he does.
I was gonna say that's probably why he woke up like a mile from you guys naked.
How does he not get lost? If he's traveling. Oh man.
He said he knew these woods or these mountains well.
Maybe it was from being a fucking mountain lion and waking up at random places.
A few hours later, Milo, you'll know, and if you guys are still up, you notice too. But he comes back to the camp with a dead groundhog in his mouth.
The mountain lion.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good.
We bring his stuff back to the camp.
Yeah, considered of you.
He Milo, he walks up to you very slowly with glowing yellow eyes, and he just drops the groundhog at your feet and looks at you for a minute.
Thank you.
He then turns around and darts back into the woods.
Now we brought his stuff back here, and he's going to be naked again.
Yeah, it was very neutral good of him.
Just a little midnight snack.
So the next morning, he's naked in the woods. He comes out with like a fucking makeshift piece of underwear made out of leaves. And he's like, good morning, guys. Nothing to see here. Nothing weird going on. You got you're like eating breakfast. Does anyone, are you guys going to do anything with the groundhog?
I mean, yeah, we should eat.
I guess we do cook it up.
It was a gift. It would be rude not to.
It would be rude not to, yeah.
So you guys are frying up the groundhog, cooking it on a spit or something, and you just see Bernard coming out of the woods, covering his junk. Like, anyone got my clothes, I'm assuming?
Yeah, we got your clothes.
All right, gotta get those real quick.
Though retrospectively, we should probably put them in the woods.
I'm gonna go
Well, he should really cut down off of most of his stuff before he goes out. Right? Like, to within whatever his comfort and modesty is. And then, if he leaves a pair of underpants or a loincloth or burlap sack out in the woods, it's not really a big deal.
I think we should let it up to Birdie because he's been dealing with this his whole life.
Yeah, everyone's a Monday morning were cougar. So he goes in the wagon, gets dressed, comes out, and he's like, "Whoa, what you cooking? Looks good."
Groundhog to us last night.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
It's your kill.
Oh shit. Well, let me get a piece.
He really doesn't remember anything, does he?
And
Get
here
a
ends the
little
ballad.
born over here.
Here ends the ballad of Bernard the Werecougar. That's that.
Who knows what else he's doing during that time?
Cougarin.
Romantically pursuing younger men.
I mean, yes.
Get it? Because he's a cougar?
Right.
No. Making little werecougars. Bernard, don't be a
Cool, man.
Chicago.
That's cool, man. No judgment for Bernard.
Yeah.
Seems like a weird thing to deal with.
Yeah, it seems like that's got to be troublesome throughout your entire life.
Doesn't feel that weird, man. He was raised by fellow werecougers, right? Like, seems like kind of he learned to be ashamed of it from a young age because he knew he had to hide it. But like,
I mean, if you're going to be a werecougar, it's nice to be a rich werecougar.
as opposed to all those other things where it's better to be poor.
Yeah.
They're not exactly rich, Nick. You saw their holdfast was falling apart. It was
Yeah, but at least they have a holdfast. Like at least they're
They're nobles. They're rich. They're rich.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative, right? Like, he's not doing as well as an actual noble, and then, but also he doesn't live in a dirt hut made out of garbage that will burst into flames the first time somebody sneezes towards it.
Do they have servants? Do they have servants?
Guys, we should continue on the journey.
Yeah, I don't really.
You don't want to keep talking about the werecougar?
No,
Quite frankly, I don't think that my character gives any and all shits about this. Like, especially if he's real good on his lycanthropy, knowledge-y stuff, which seems to really be the case here. Like, the secure knowledge that this guy is stuck 3 nights a month being like a decent human being, decent cougar being, like, I don't see how this matters to me at all. It's just not a factor, man.
Well,
should hit the.
I mean, we do have to agree though to keep his cougar identity secret, because
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna go blabbing it around. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Milo doesn't really like getting drunk, all right? Let's talk about you guys for a hot minute, though, over here. I know a guy, 3 times in a month, this guy. Fucking turns into a cougar, he does.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Cool. So
Now we just get to make a bunch of cat jokes about him. Anytime there's a mouse around.
Anytime he messes anything up, you know what we're gonna call him.
So you're about a day away from your destination at this point.
That's why we call them whiskers.
So you got, we're good. We can move on, right?
Yeah.
Great. So we
I want to rehash this whole cat cougar issue. No, let's proceed.
So you guys come down off of like you're still in a grassland type situation, but you've kind of climbed up a hill, and as you're walking down the hill, you notice in the distance, at the bottom, there is a valley with a town in it that looks pretty vibrant. The smell of like fire and cooked meats briefly hits your nostrils. As you look into the distance, you see, like, basically in this valley, there's a bunch of rows of houses and different structures. There's a well that you can see from on top of this hill in the center of town. And there is a mountain pass on both sides of the mountain pass. It's guarded by 2 keeps that have a bridge that crosses over the pass that serves as a watchtower. They, even though they look like normal buildings, it almost evokes the visage of like a cardinal sitting on like a tree branch with how the towers look.
A cardinal sitting on a tree branch?
Yeah, they're just like perched up there on top of this like bridge.
Is the bridge made of stone?
It is made. The towers are made of stone, but the bridge is made of wood.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone that has history can make a history check to learn more about Serenity Valley.
I will.
I have 4.
That's not good.
No, it's terrible.
I got a 19.
All right.
Holy shit! Something's wrong with my dice roll. That's my third 20 in a row. I
Damn.
love that I'm using these outside of combat. I'm gonna get ones when we actually start fighting shit. But anyway, 26 history, bro.
Okay. Well, so Runa had a 19, Milo had a 26. Anyone else get close to that?
I rolled a 1, then I re-rolled and got a 2.
Attaboy.
Oh, nice. Also, Tucci, you're up to 60% because you used lucky.
Nice.
So you got with your history check. I'm gonna start with Runa, and then I'll tell you what additional knowledge you get, Milo. So Runa knows that Serenity Valley is one of the 10 principal holdfasts within Gideon. Each of the holdfasts is watched over by a lord, and has lesser lord vassals that serve it. The lords report to the king, in this case, Joseph Valmont. However, Serenity Valley is a little different in the fact that its nobility is among the newest in Saladia. The lord is Lord Sparrow, and they fled Korth during the rebellion, which was in the recent past, and sought amnesty in Gideon, and were given Serenity Valley as their lands, and were allowed to keep their title of lord in exchange for being an ambassador to Korth and sharing whatever information they had on Korth with the crown. So they basically fled the Myrtles, who were creating tyranny. The Sparrows are known for being jovial. They're a lot of fun. They're down to earth. And Serenity Valley as a whole is known for having like lavish parties and like just being a place that really embraces fun more than most holdfasts. Milo, you'll learn that this was actually, in addition to all that, this was actually the first place that Alec Brighton had landed when he crossed the Lichen Waste. They spent their winter there, and then they continued on to what was eventually Dawn's Edge, the capital. Alec Brighton, Serenity Valley, up until the Sparrows, was basically just a garrison for the king. It didn't have a formal lord, but when the Sparrows came, they, like I said, they turned it over to them. Also, in the recent past, you heard when you were in Greyhaven, Milo, you overheard that Serenity Valley has been hit harder than most with the drought.
I actually remember you saying that in character.
Yep. So that's that. Their motto, their words are flying free, and their sigil is a red sparrow on a white sky.
Because of the sparrow.
Yeah.
Red and white is badass.
Yeah. You see, like on those watchtowers, you see their banner. Like those colors are present throughout the town. Also, last thing you notice is on the south side of town, there are a ton of caravans just kind of lined up around the corner.
What? The halflings?
Mary, you recognize these as the traveling halfling circuit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will. I want to go say hi.
They had visited the fall festival before you guys and left before you guys, and now they have set up shop in Serenity Valley as part of their normal 2-year tour.
Cool.
I'm following Mary.
Right on. The circuit was divided. It's in multiple groups, right?
Yes. There's 4 groups that stagger closely behind one another.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go see what's up. See which group this is.
Nice.
See if I know anybody.
All right. So, upon entering the town, kind of what I just mentioned previously, based on its reputation of being this like really fun party place. Did I freeze up? I think I froze up.
I'm still here.
Okay. My thing got frozen. Sorry. They have given the reputation of being like party central. It is what you see in the town is not that. like it looks like a shell of its former self. Outside of the halflings having a good time, there's no one else in the town really seems to be. The ground in the surrounding area is very arid. It's kind of dust bowl-y, in addition to being cold and starting to like freeze over. A lot of people either are inside, or if they are coming outside, they look like they're grumpy. So no one really seems to be having a good time. However, you do see in the center of town there is a building, and you can see like sort of sun bleached up above the door. It says Waypoint Inn, but that sign has clearly been removed, and now out front is a sign that says Avernus.
Like it just turned over.
Yeah. So you got the halflings you can visit. You can go to Avernus. You can do something else entirely. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, nice. So, what do you guys want to do first?
I'm looking for the Church of the Raven Queen.
Well, that's selfish.
And a good sniffy.
I'm going to check out the halfling.
I'm trying to be right.
That's what I'm doing.
So why don't we
Back here at the end.
Yeah, why don't we all do our own thing for a couple hours?
Yeah.
And then
Then
we'll meet back here. And we'll all go in Avernus here as a group.
Sounds great. See you there for dinner.
What time of day is it? Is it like noon? Is it close to
Let's call it like 2 p.m.
Yeah, dinner. Let's see dinner at Avernus.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Remy, it does occur to you that given your status of exile within the guild, if anyone in the shadows found out that Malthus was working with you, he could get in a lot of trouble. Up to and including like being killed.
Well,
so just like keep that in mind. Like he offered, you're not, but like just keep that in mind as well.
Maybe I'll go get a disguise while I'm out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of halflings in town.
There's a lot of halflings in town. We all look alike.
Yeah, I'll disguise myself a little different.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna go with Mary to visit the halflings, and perhaps do they
Right.
dress differently than other halflings, or?
Yes. Give me 1 minute.
I'll be right back, guys.
Because my plan would make myself to look a little bit more like them and less like me.
Yeah.
Before I go in to meet them.
So there are differences among the two halfling cultures. So within the culture you're used to, Remy, within Day's End, everybody dresses very contemporary, and it's it's not uncommon to see folks even dressed up wearing like courtiers clothes or things like of that nature, because the society is very decadent, and there's a lot of focus on like wealth and like culture. The halflings in the caravan, on the other hand, are more dressed much more casually. They're more likely to show bright colors. The women tend to wear dresses that are like down to their past their knees, like big long dresses that are kind of straight are very common. Lots of rope jewelry, bracelets, lots of just jewelry in general, like
More comfort clothes though.
more comfort clothes, yeah, more functional.
It's like a bunch of
large,
gypsies.
Yeah,
Pardon?
that's basically where I was going.
so I'm going to follow Mary's lead going to the half camp.
Yeah, which group do we have here?
I'm going to tag along with you guys because Runa's doesn't really have anything else going on.
Plus, everybody will enjoy how big you are.
So you walk up to. Do you just go up to one of the groups?
Yeah. Or if there's the lead wagon, I'll probably go with the lead wagon. Whatever, the guy in charge. I would assume that they're always the lead wagon.
Yep. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so you go up to a guy. Oh. I have to switch. I have to switch back. My windows get weird.
Really big beer.
Well, it's not for him. He's small. It's a normal size beer. He says, "Oh, good to see you."
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. How long you been in town?
I starting to head around for now.
Yeah. You got any good wine?
I got the wine the best.
Yeah. I like good 2K7.
Huh?
I like good 2K7.
When was the last time you watched Snatch? Just to be unrelated question.
Yeah.
I don't so. Yeah. I thought the same thing.
So he yeah, they got wine. He tells you that there are the tea leaves, but the sourfoots are here too. The other two groups, which are the
Is Ariara
here? The other two groups are the Thorngage and the Bliffwinds. They've already left.
Yeah. Is Ariara here?
Ah, she is. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to see her.
She my grandma.
Yeah. I'm assuming this guy knows who I am. Does he not know who I am? Okay.
No, he does. Okay. Actually, well, he doesn't. But then someone else is going to come up and go, Mary Crankdrafter! He says, don't you know who this is? He's the most famous halfling in the caravan.
Well, maybe next to Ariara.
Oh, yeah. Well, sure. Well, she's kind of old news.
Oh.
He says, he smacks the guy aside the head. He's like, how dare you not recognize this blessing?
I'm just a guy. I'm just a lucky guy. West Dalafu.
Cool. Do you want to talk to her?
Yeah.
So she's in one of the caravans. It's set up shop. And there's a staircase going into the back. And she's just sitting in there sewing.
I from a distance will yell Ariara and with open arms and then run up and hug her.
Nice. She looks a little surprised. She kind of looks up from her sewing. She's wearing glasses. So Remy, this is a very old female halfling.
Okay.
In human years, she looks like she's approaching. She's probably in her 80s. Who was sitting on a rocking chair, sewing. Upon Mary yelling her name, she looks up just in complete surprise and delight, and then he comes over and gives a big hug.
Yeah. Hey, Ariara, it's been a while.
Okay.
Oh, God, bless my soul! It cannot be Mary Crankshaft.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Life for us with the blessing, nothing ever goes wrong.
It always works out. That's right.
Always works out. Yeah.
Remy, this is my one of my mentors, Ariara. You know how I'm lucky? She's also lucky.
Oh. Very nice.
That's your soul.
Nice.
Bless your soul.
This
Yeah.
this guy, he's been a halfling. He's lived here his entire life. He didn't come from the void.
Ah, he's one of those that was left behind.
Yeah, one of the few that remained.
That's right.
Well,
One
nice
of the-
to meet you.
One of the ones
We're
y'all
trying-
left behind.
The
We're
leftovers.
trying to make a real home for us again. We're in this.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. It's a shame what happened to the Wildlands. Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame that those Shadar Kai did that to us. I tried to forgive, but it's hard.
I mean, it was that group of Shadar Kai. I'm not going to blame an entire race. Just like, would you want to be lumped into, a whole group of halflings? Boys.
Your generation's more open-minded that way. I appreciate that about you.
Well,
So I know parts of it, but remind me again how this is the Shadow Kai's fault.
She says, "Well, first off, Sonny, you got something behind your ear." And she reaches out and pulls out a gold coin. And then despite being in her 80s, she flicks it to you with perfect accuracy.
Nice, I catch it. Put it in my pocket. I'll add that to my sheet unless she stole it from me.
No, she says, "That's a lucky coin."
Ooh.
Hold it up. Thank you.
Well, in that case.
Cool. So, she says, well, a long time ago, the halfling folk used to live in what was called the Shadar Forest. It was south of the Neverth Forest, which you may be familiar with. And there was a great war amongst the elves, and a creature stepped in, a powerful entity, to try to stop the war. And her people, known as the Shadar Kai, tried to elevate her to be a god because they couldn't compete with the other elven gods. They were down a god in that conflict. However, when that happened, the ritual went badly, and it caused a massive rift, which sucked them all into the Shadow Realm and destroyed the Shadar Forest into what we now call the Wildlands. But some of us were saved as Dalathun sacrificed herself to bless us and create a pocket dimension where we halflings lived. Or at least so the legends say.
In peace and prosperity. Remember how joyous it was there? How everybody got along?
Oh, yes. No conflict there. No thieving. Everyone was so kind.
Yeah.
Things are different nowadays, Sonny.
No, it is a lot different. I'd like to create that kind of a world again. That's why we're trying to kill a black dragon. Me and my group of friends, we're trying to kill this black dragon so that we can gain a keep and its lands, so that we can make those lands available to the halflings.
Oh, that's great. Well, good luck with that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
You and your generation, off with your adventures.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll work out.
I think so too. Yeah, it always does.
So, hey, so I am very fond of the way you guys dress. Do you know where I could go to get some clothing like yours?
Oh yeah, my grandson Cade, he can help you out. His wagon is 2 down. You'll see it'll have all the colorful banners out front. They sell all sorts of clothing.
Mary, snap at him and start waving. Walk out the door.
All right, Ariana. Where you going? It was nice
good to see you. Give me a hug.
Yeah, I gave her another hug.
She says, "Oh, bless you. May Dalathun bless you, laddie."
Likewise.
Upon leaving her wagon, a small crowd has gathered of about 20 halflings to see, Mary Crankshaft, the Blessed One. And as soon as you come out, they're just like, "Oh, it's true. Yes, I might tell you."
I do a prestidigitation on the way out. See some fireworks up for something.
Nice. They all just go crazy. Oh my god! Woo!
Like rub my temples. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I had something cool.
How is prestidigitation not cool enough?
I don't know, man. Only have 100. Yeah. So let's go see the tailor. See if we can get an outfit for Scotty here.
Yep. So just like she described, 2 doors down, there is a wagon. So all the wagons are set up the same way. Like they're parked, and they're kind of like little like mobile homes where the back these are basically their houses on wheels, right? And then there's a back door that opens up with a ramp or a staircase, and then some of them have like turned them into shops. So this is Cade Tea Leaf, and he sells tapestries and cloth and clothing, and he has like little halfling-sized tables set up with all sorts of clothes that he sells.
Nice.
So I would like to purchase some of your finest gypsy clothes, please.
He says, "Arr, sounds good. Anything for a fellow wanderer."
I'll also purchase a shirt or something to improve my attire. Whatever the fanciest shirt is there.
Okay, the fanciest shirt is going to be like 5 gold.
I will pay that.
That's like, and that's like their high end shit.
Yeah.
Their normal clothes are like a couple copper.
Yeah. So I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy some rope jewelry.
Nice. So all in, if you want like a full outfit, Scott, it's probably going to cost you like 10 silver.
All right. Sounds good.
Mary, your shirt, the fancy shirt is green with gold inlay that like it literally like glistens, and they tell you that it's luck thread.
Ooh, nice. You got Ariara the Blessed or something?
Oh yeah, blessing from the chosen of Dalathun. You know something about that, don't you, Mary?
Yep. It's suits to wear.
He said, when you go to hand the 5 gold, he's like, "Oh no, your money's no good here."
Oh, I insist.
Oh no, at least let me take half off.
Nope.
It's gonna promote me business to say that Mary Crankshaft is wearing one of my shirts.
Yep. I'll make a deal with you. You can give me half off. But then you take the other 2.5 gold that I give you, and give yourself a good vacation.
Oh yes, you really are the blessed of Dalathun. You are so kind, Mary Crankshaft.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Hey Mary, why don't you talk with an accent? These are your people, right?
Yeah, you're right.
What happened to your accent, bro? I'm speaking in this is Runa saying in character. Where's your accent? Do you just lose it after leaving and traveling around?
Yeah, too many other people.
Okay. Too bad. It's a cute accent.
I can't keep it up. I just can't.
And this concludes the tale of the halfling characters.
Yeah. Go.
Cassavell,
go ahead. I was gonna say, go ahead and do what you want, Joe. I'm gonna step away for a second.
Cassavell, you're beelining for the Church of the Raven Queen?
Hell yeah.
All right. So, it is not readily apparent from the town square where that would be. Are you trained in religion at all?
Negative.
Give me basically a blind religion check. We'll call it a luck roll. Great mechanic, Walter.
I'm very
He is
good.
a
I'm very
great
good.
mechanic.
Roll a 1. Okay. So with a 1,
Hold up. I have inspiration.
okay. Roll a 1 again.
Yeah.
Well,
So bad you're not within
apparently
30 feet of me.
Apparently the goddess of fate does not want you to find her church because she is fating you illfully. Yeah, so like in town, it's not very clear where a church of the Raven Queen would be. Like it doesn't. There's nothing that like kind of sticks out. You do find a church of Palor. Like it's very obvious it's a church of Palor, but that's the closest you get.
Okay. Is the Avernus Inn the only one that we've come across? That I've come across as I wander about town?
In terms of inns,
Yeah. Tavern, anything like that?
yeah. So no, there's going to be another one. I love having a computer at my fingertips. There's a another inn called the Brazen and the Bold, and it has a golden bull on the sign.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna go in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna sit at the bar, and I'm gonna order a drink, and ask the bartender if they know anything about where Church of the Raven Queen or a place of worship for the Raven Queen might be in the town of Serenity Valley.
Cool. So one just the Brazen and the Bold has lots of like brass colors that are polished, like lots of like the bar is lined with a brass rail, and you see a gilded bullhead above the fireplace. The place instantly smells like as soon as you walk in, you get hit with the scent of smoked meats. It seems that they specialize in barbecue, like grilling different ribs and wings and steak and all kinds of stuff like that. And then they serve, when you order a beer, you get a Schwarzbier, which is a German style, like very smoky, like the malt is kilned extra long to give it like a smoky flavor, and it's carbonated a little bit more, which is actually a natural part of the process of brewed beer. There's a natural carbonation that's a little more present in this one.
Like a good beer.
So, yeah, make a charisma check with your question.
Cool.
Or let's call it investigate. That's what gather information is now, right?
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to investigate, but we're going to use charisma.
This is not a good day for rolling. I got a 6.
Okay, and your question? Give me your question again.
Where might a place of worship for the Raven Queen be in Serenity Valley?
Okay. With a 6, he's gonna be like, the Raven who?
I'm gonna pull out my notebook, and I'm sure I said I drew the symbol from the night before, the holy symbol, and I show him exactly what I'm looking for, like a place where followers of this deity, and I point to the symbol, would gather.
Okay, so with the symbol, because that's gonna dramatically change, like help, kind of navigate this conversation. I'm going to give you another roll. It's basically your last chance, Joel.
All right, here we go. Okay, significantly better. Is this still with the investigation with charisma?
Yeah, I'm basically giving you advantage after the fact.
Okay, 18.
Okay, good. So now that he sees the symbol, he's like, oh, yeah, they now that you show me that, there's in the cemetery, there's a building that has those symbols on it. Cemetery is on the sort of the outskirts of town. It's still in town, but it's sort of near the edge of town. But I remember I take walks there with my dogs sometimes, and I remember seeing that.
Thank you. And I'll just down the beer, and I'll leave like 2 gold on the countertop. And
Nice. He's pumped.
And I head to the cemetery.
Cool. So, he gives you a general direction of like how to get there, but it's basically what you would imagine. There's a big iron gate with a quite large cemetery towards the like northwestern side of the town before you head it's like the last stop before you head down the mountain pass into the Lichen Waste and up into the keep. So lots of different gravestones, looks pretty normal, fairly human, but then at the like past the big iron gates, there's a windy, creepy looking trail that leads into a big building that now that you're here sticks out like a sore thumb. It looks like a combination of a mausoleum and elven architecture. Like there's a lot of different elven symbols. There's curved archways, basically it's like a square building with big curved archways and pillars. And then on the entrance is a statue on both sides of a hooded figure. The hood comes down like a beak with large raven wings holding a scythe. And the scythes cross over the entrance. In the top of the square structure, there is a tower, and that tower has a lantern in it that is lit. I'm going to give you just a blind roll. Again, if you do really well, you'll find out some information. If not, no big deal.
Okay.
So
just a straight D20?
Yeah.
Didn't roll well. 8.
No worries. Don't really know what that means, but there's a lantern and a thing. It's lit up. That's what you see.
Is there like is there a door on the doorway? Or is it just like open?
There's a wooden door that can easily be opened.
Okay. Now I will open the door and I will walk into this building.
All right. This is not as cool as I thought. I was looking something up, but it didn't go well for me. All right. As soon as you walk in, you notice a couple of different things. So there's an antechamber that has braziers or whatever filled with coal. So that as soon as you walk in, you get hit with a sense of heat. And there's also 2 stone like offering bowls that are propped up. They're I don't know what you call it. They're basically little tables, and they have all sorts of just like random shit in them, like keys and figurines and bits of clothes, like just weird collections of different trinkets that are thrown in the bowl. There's another archway, and past that you see a pretty standard looking church. There are pews that lie in the inside, also made of stone. And there is an altar up front. Behind the altar is a giant visage of what you can only assume is the Raven Queen. A very elaborate female-looking figure with elven ears, a cloak with the beak, big raven feathers, holding a scythe, and wearing a giant necklace with that holy symbol on it.
Okay, and no people?
No, there are people. Okay. So sorry. So there is a gentleman at the front who is wearing cleric vestments. He is a Shatterkai, like you recognize that immediately. And there is a human male who is up front at the altar with him, speaking to him.
Okay. As I enter and I see the offering bowls, I'll walk over to one and I'll pull out one of the kuna that I've forged and place it in a bowl. And
Nice.
I'll walk up to the two gentlemen and just kind of greet them.
Nice. As you get closer, you hear that they're having a conversation, and so the human is like on the floor, literally like he looks like he's in like a worshiping stance, and he hands over a pin to the priest, and he says, "This was my grandpappy's. He carried it through the Faustian War. It's the biggest token of sentimental value that I have." And the priest takes it. He looks like he respects the gift, and he says, "I will prepare the ritual." And the human says, "Is it going to hurt?" And he says, "No, it'll put you at peace." And then he looks up, the priest does, and he sees you. He says, "Greetings," in Elven.
Say, greetings back. Well, I don't say back, I just say greetings. Also in Elven.
He says, "It is good to see a brother of the Shatter Kai here. We don't see many of our kind outside of the church. What brings you in?"
Say, well, I've had some visions and have essentially been kind of directed here, in search of something, information or maybe something tangible. I'm not 100% sure.
Visions. Yeah, when you say
Dreams.
when you say that, his eyes light up, and he's like, "You know that dreams are often portents from Our Lady," and then he gestures back to the statue.
I do, and they have led me here.
Very well. Let me see to the ritual for this human, if you don't mind waiting a moment, and then I will be back and we can speak further.
Sounds good. Yeah. I'll just back away.
He takes
do his thing.
Cool. He takes the human off of his knees and brings him to the back. He's back there there's a door on both sides of this end of the church that lead into back rooms. He's back there for a little bit. You have a moment to look around. You notice that there's like large stained glass windows, also with this like big arch type shape, that are adorned with various pictures of crows and ravens and the Raven Queen herself and Shatter Kai. At least one depicts what we were talking about earlier, the big sort of calamity that happened where the ritual went wrong. Like, you can kind of make that out. You also, like, just while you're sitting there, get this place is like perfumed like a church. Like, there's a lot of different incense and sage, so that's pleasant as well.
Okay.
After probably like 10 minutes, he comes back out, and he says, like, so tell me about your visions, and he sits down next to you.
Okay. The last one I had before we got here was of something similar to this, and I pulled out the scrolls with like the blueprints and everything on it. But it was made of stone. It was like a stone tablet with something similar etched in. And I feel as though it has something to do with this, and I pull out the shadow ore as well, and kind of like lay it out. And I feel as though whatever I need to manipulate this can be found here, or I can find wherever, maybe direction to that information from here.
He so as soon as you like show him these things, once again he like very clearly reacts to them, and he's like, our matron has blessed you. Like, these are no easy finds. These relics have been lost to our kind, over 100 years ago. Ever since the catastrophe that really took down the queen, we lost many of our weapon crafting ability, and shadow steel is just never easy to find. A true blessing. He says, I can speak to my brethren. I believe we may have come across something similar. He says, would I be able would you mind waiting here as I go talk to them and just investigate a little further?
Gladly.
Cool. He is, by the way, he introduces himself to you as Priest Lark.
Priest Lark.
Yeah. So once again, he disappears in the back, and probably like 20 minutes later, he comes back with a gentleman who looks a lot different. Still a Shatterkai, but instead of wearing the priest robes and being like very dressed down, this guy has piercings. He has like a big hooked nose, piercings all over his face, like from the nose through the cheek, going up around his elven ear. He has tattoos all over his body. He's wearing leather, just like kind of straight about haphazardly. Like it kind of looks like it's armor, but it also kind of just looks like it's not designed for functionality. It's designed to just like express something. And he has daggers just all over. Like he's wearing 2 bracelets with daggers. He has daggers up top. He has daggers on his hip. He has daggers in his boot. And a couple of the daggers, you get a look at them. They're all designed to look like feathers.
Neat.
He comes out and he says, man, I can't do French. I gotta do French. I'm gonna do a really, really bad Creole. I can't switch back and forth too. That's not a problem. But he says, "Hey, Cher, I heard you found some shadow steel." I just can't do it.
Good effort.
Yeah.
I did.
He says, I hear you're looking for these. And he pulls out a scroll and opens up, and you see the exact blueprints that you saw in your dream, but rather than be on stone, they're on parchment. But it looks the exact same, up to and including the writing on the side.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
He says, we are happy to help you out, especially a fellow brother. But we may ask you to do a favor for the church first.
Here we go.
Yep, that's the thing. It's catch.
What would that favor be?
Well, you see, how much do you know about the Church of the Raven Queen?
I have basic knowledge from coming from the Shadowfell.
Yeah. Well, what they don't often tell the elven children is that part of our tenets are, we believe that the Raven Queen fates individuals to die. Like your time is already predetermined when you will pass. And some members of us within the sect help to arrange that passing in exchange for memories that we can bring back to our matron. We are known as the Phantoms.
Okay. Does this have anything to do with the ritual that this human was asking for?
The priest is still there, Lark. He says, actually, no. I could see how you can make that connection, but no, he's just gonna engage in a spiritual journey to help him unburden some past trauma.
Okay.
Actually unrelated, but yeah. But the assassin-y looking guy says, the Phantoms have traditionally been at odds with another organization who call themselves the Shadows. And we've recently learned that a member of these Shadows is trying to set up shop in our town.
Is that
He goes by the name. He goes by the name Malthus. He's a tiefling. He looks like he's opening up a bar that's going to be a front to the guild that he calls Avernus.
Okay.
We've been trying to cause trouble for him. We took out a couple of his guys a few nights ago, but we need him out of town. We can't have the Shadows encroaching on our territory. You take care of Malthus. I'll give you these plans.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Maybe a little problematic.
All right.
Conflicting. Just I'm not going to go into details, but sorry, I didn't catch your name.
He says, "My name is Corvus."
Corvus. Fitting. I'll see what I can do.
Cool. He says he leads the local phantom sect that has a presence within the church. Come back to us when you know more. In the meantime, we'll continue to cause trouble for him. Hopefully, it'll lead to him leaving.
Okay. I'd say thank you and head out.
Cool.
And then I'll head to Avernus.
Sounds good. To meet for dinner?
Yeah.
All right.
Is anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, anyone else doing anything during this 4 hours of downtime?
No. Where'd Nick go?
Yeah, I don't know. Tooch! Text him. When you were talking about the accent, Steve,
Yeah.
reminded me of that Will Ferrell bit on George Bush that he does, and he's like, "How come he's the only one that has a Texas accent? like they all grew up in New England."
Yeah.
Tooch!
No, sorry, I realized. But also, I stepped inside and Kelly was watching, and everybody is echoing except for Jason.
You're getting picked up on the mic, probably.
Oh, we're getting picked up in your mic.
Yeah,
Everybody but Jason is echoing. It's probably Jason who's the problem.
Yeah, you're coming through my speakers and hitting my mic.
Because you're using one of the standalone mics.
No, I'm just using my laptop speakers or my laptop mic.
Because you're the one broadcasting everything.
Yeah. So if I use a standalone mic, it might help.
So I don't know if you want to do anything about that.
Shit. I don't know. What do you think, Joel? I try to plug in a mic. I don't know. It's gonna help.
I don't know if that's gonna help.
Can you use headphones?
You should, Jason. You should put headphones on. Yeah. Or earbuds or something like that if you can. You have it.
Yep. Let me try that. BRB.
What happened at the tail end of Joel's interaction there?
I believe his church asked him to eliminate the guy that we're supposed to get a job from. I believe that's what happened. Yeah.
They didn't say eliminate. They just said they need him out of town.
Okay.
Just out of town. Nobody has to die now.
Like permanently out of town?
They prefaced that with a speech about how they sometimes, do contract killings in the name of their god. So I just put two and two together. They put it.
Appointments in a timely fashion. Nobody ever said anything about a contract killing, sir.
They just helped.
They said in exchange for memories. They would.
They're faded in.
That better. Oh, do you have them on? Look at you got things in your ears like an android.
Yeah, can you guys hear me? No?
You sound terrible.
Sounds really terrible.
I hear it. I can hear you, but it's very poor quality.
I don't really know how to make it better quality.
Can you put the sound through your headset, but have your mic work through your computer?
Correct.
Yes, I can do that. Let me see.
Yeah, probably just automatically. You have a mic in the headset, I'm guessing, and it just automatically switched. But you should be able to change it in your settings in Discord.
Is this any better?
No.
It already says that it's coming through the computer mic, but I don't think it is. It already says that it's coming through.
Dude, this sounds awful.
Kelly said the echoes are gone though.
Yeah, because the sound's playing through the earbuds, so the computer mic's not picking them up. But
hey,
is this any better?
Beatty, go into Discord.
Same.
Go into Discord and adjust it there.
I gotcha. The default for OBS is my thing, but Discord is still coming through normal.
You know what's awesome?
What?
Pocket candy. When you put candy in your pocket, you forget about it.
Nice.
Testing.
Still very poor quality.
Testing.
Has not changed.
Yeah, no
Sound
change.
like you're underwater speaking through a microphone.
I'll figure it out. Just give me one more second.
Jason looks so confused.
Yeah, because you open up the audio settings and it says output device, but there's no input device.
Ooh.
So I got to go to the microphone settings.
Doesn't even
Okay,
sound
there's
like
just a different settings.
So in Discord, your input device is set to your computer mic?
Is this any better? Any better?
Yeah.
All right.
See,
Yeah,
learning curve. It's all about learning curve.
Now Nick looks frozen. Oh, there it goes. It fixed.
Let me just make sure that the
well, the OBS is the same. Okay. All right, we solved the problem. We're learning. Okay. It's dinner time. We're gathering outside Avernus.
I know. I'm in.
All right. I put on my my halfling regalia.
Nice.
Sweet new halfling gear.
We kind of match, except I look like a fancier version. Oh, fancy stuff.
You have
Okay.
fancier ropes, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figure all my clothes are kind of fancy, and I just bought a really fancy shirt.
That's fine. You can stand out more.
Yeah, that's right. What's Avernus have on the menu tonight?
You guys going in?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to descend
So-
into it.
Upon descending into Avernus, you notice that they're not open yet.
Shit.
What kind of idiot is this?
He's like establishing it. So there's a on the left hand side there's a large bar that comes out and goes the length of the wall, and there's a bunch of wooden tables, but the place looks like it's been deserted. There are a bunch of guys like walking around carrying beams. Looks like a mason, a carpenter. There's someone like working on the fireplace, going out the back. Runa, you see at least one of these guys that you recognize from your time in Day's End, actually.
Oh shit.
So he's from Omeron. His name's Steve. Steve the Mason.
Oh.
Complicated.
Yeah. He's just like, because you're unmissable. He's like, Runa, what brings you out here?
Steve, hey man. Oh, you know, just adventuring and whatnot. You doing some masonry over here?
Nice. Yeah. The Malthus hired us, paid us twice the wage to come down here and fix up his inn. I guess he was running into some problems with his regular, the local crap skill he was using.
Nice. Get that money.
Yeah. Plus, guild jobs like always come with a certain amount of perks, as they should. We work hard.
That's right. We earned those perks. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're up to some good out here.
Yeah. How's Ratchet? It's been like forever since I've seen him.
Well, his laboratory got exploded, unfortunately, a little while back. I don't know if
No
you heard
way.
about that. Yeah.
That's probably
Yeah.
those assholes in the Mages Guild, man.
Yeah, that's what we think.
Yeah, they're always causing problems.
It's a bummer.
Well, if you see him, tell him I said hi, and I'll
Next
do the same
time-
if I see him before you.
Will do.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Pound it.
Yeah, boom. Remy, you noticed that when you walk in above the door, you didn't see it before, but there's a shadow symbol. And you know just from your previous experience that you're the only one that can see that. Like, it's obscured. Anyone outside the shadows who's never been initiated won't see it. It's basically a secret
Nice.
marking this as a safe house.
Very cool.
As people are moving back and forth, you see one of the carpenters go up to the bar, and a beer mug just floats off the back, goes under one of the taps. The tap by itself opens up, pours the beer, and then it just floats into his hand. And the carpenter's like, I'm never getting used to that fucking haunted place.
Oh.
Haunted. That's cool. It's like some kind of unseen
I
servant or
and
something.
imitate it.
Wait, so Runa first. Go ahead.
I said, it seems pretty cool. Some kind of unseen servant or something, I'm guessing.
I don't know. You can investigate. Mary. What are you gonna say?
I go up to the bar and try and copy whatever the carpenter did.
You see a shimmer of light, and before you is standing an imp. He was standing on the side of. He's standing on the inside of the bar rail, and he says, like, "Get out from behind the bar. This is my bar."
I just want a beer. Can I have a beer?
Well, I'll just ask for a beer. I'll get you one.
I asked for a beer. Can I have a beer? Please?
Yeah, go back around the bar.
2 beers.
Go back around the door.
Yeah, 2 beers. All right, coming right up.
3 beers.
He turns invisible again. 3 beers. He turns invisible and starts serving you guys beers.
Cool. It's a cool gimmick. Cool trick.
Yeah.
But like, he didn't get any money from us yet. So
Well, right now they're on the house because people are working. The restaurant's not open yet.
So I tell the imp to tell Malthus something to let him know that I'm here. Not
Okay.
directly, but indirectly. You know, thieves' canty.
Yeah, his friend who doesn't get on the rides at Darney Park is here.
What does that mean?
I don't get the reference.
So, yeah, the imp will go back into the kitchen, and out comes the same tiefling that you saw before, except he's wearing like a very nice suit, but over his suit is a apron. And he's like, Remy, good to see you. I was just making the guys some food. We haven't hired a cook yet, so can I get you guys anything?
Look at my outfit. I'm not Remy right now.
Oh, shit. Dude, you're right. I forgot. Some of these guys I hired are from Days End. If they find out I'm working with you, boom.
Yeah, I was thinking of you when I did this.
Yes. I didn't even think about that. What's a good code name we can go with?
Huh? I don't know. Married. You got any good names?
About Remo.
Yeah, I need a good halfling name. You know, somebody that'll be on the circuit.
Remo.
Gambit.
Gambit. Ooh.
So you gotta be 5 minutes to come up with a code name.
Ralph.
Jack.
Ralph's my name. My suggested name.
That doesn't sound like someone that would be on the circuit. I don't know. Fucking Ralph, because that's what Mary.
Oh, Remo. When you said Remy, I just thought Remo automatically.
Oh yeah, nobody will connect those dots.
No.
All right, Ralph.
How about Wyatt?
There we go. Wyatt.
A peek inside the mind of Tooch. He hears Remy. Thinks Remo.
Ralph, do you and your friends want anything to eat?
Wyatt. It's Wyatt, not Ralph.
Okay, Wyatt. Wyatt, do you and your friends want anything to eat?
Look around at the guys. And Runa. You guys want something to eat?
Yeah. Hungry.
I thought we were going to eat dinner here. Yeah.
I can make burgers. I got roast chicken. Dude, we got to compete with this other place in town. They do barbecue, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, I was smelling that earlier. That's why I'm so hungry.
Yeah, if you guys,
It smells great. You got a lot of work.
if you guys have any ideas for a unique menu,
I don't
but right now,
honestly, I don't even know how you're gonna compete. You might as well just like not be here.
Well, see, something we used to do back in Days End is you just light the place on fire.
yeah, that's
You know
that's
what you should
plan
do?
B.
You know what you should do?
What's that?
Four times a year, you got halfling circuits that come through here. You should partner with them and do some halfling stuff.
Clear the circuit. Well,
quarterly revenue. Just saying.
They're here right now. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yep.
What kind of special would we run for halflings?
I mean,
since your name suggestion was so important.
things. I don't know. Halflings are fond of good food, good drink.
Yeah, like
good music.
Yeah, like what kind of food? What kind of food?
Party food.
What kind of party food?
You
Like, give me
should
a dish
hire
that you
a
like.
halfling cook rather than
50% off stouts and short ribs.
Yes, halflings love that shit. Yes, they
Short
would love
ribs. Milo, Milo was going to say something. What were you going to say, Milo?
Perhaps you should contact a halfling chef rather than seeking food advice from the first halfling you encounter.
Okay. I need a bunch of food. I'm a halfling.
Yeah, I can tell how much food you eat by these very specific suggestions you're giving me.
What food should I make? I don't know. Good food, good drink.
Food.
Halflings love good food.
Bread.
Big fan.
When you can mix bread in with a food, that's good. Like a meat pie, or like a shepherd's pie, or like a bread bowl soup. You know, combination's really great.
Okay. We're gonna do bread bowl, soup, and shepherd's pie.
Well, you should also do halflings half off. That's what you should do, because we're half the size, so we're not really going to eat that much. Wink.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Halflings half off. Okay.
50% off. Yeah.
Well, let me go get you some soup. We do have that.
Are you ready to open? Should I go tell the caravan? No, not or.
Hopefully by the end of the week.
Well, you better hurry up. I go around and start to mending a couple things that I see that are broken.
Just being Tooch.
Just being Mary Crankshaft.
Do you make
oysters? You can serve oysters on the half shell.
Nice. Mary, when you mend the things, do you make sure that you bring the person over so you can explain why it's fucked up and why you're doing what you're doing? Give them a little tutorial.
No. I don't give them a tutorial. I just try to be helpful.
Okay, so he comes out with soup in a bread bowl, with a side of bread, short ribs. He doesn't have any oysters, though he likes that suggestion. And a little like garden salad for all you guys.
Tell you what, you should also make one of the big dishes. Call it the Mary Crankshaft Special. It'll get a bunch of halflings to order it. Just trust me.
Why are you like famous among halflings?
Yes.
Half famous, halfling.
I'm a half famous ling.
He looks at Wyatt and he's like, seriously?
Yeah, you should ask him how he got the nickname Crankshaft.
It's my family name. We repaired axles.
Because we always be cranking his shaft.
What can I do that would be lucky? Oh no.
Well, you're thinking he's gonna serve you guys your food and let you eat up.
You pass out flyers that say this place is endorsed by Mary Crankshaft. Mary Crankshaft's favorite food in the city.
Just he should have a food called the Crankshaft.
Hey, are we the first customers here?
Yes, but he doesn't really consider you customers. He considers you associates at this point. He's just giving you guys food like the rest of the staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to put a dollar bill on the wall, except it was going to be a lucky gold coin.
Ooh.
Oh, if you want to do that, he'll hang it up. He'll say first customer.
All right, yeah. Well, I'll give him the lucky gold coin to hang back on the wall.
Super cool.
Nice. Lucky coin. He said after you guys have had an opportunity to eat, the food is good. Like, it's very good. Maybe pleasantly surprised. Exceeds your expectations.
Ooh.
And after you've had a beer or two, he's gonna say, all right, let's get down to brass tacks. And he takes off the apron.
I thought we just did that. We're talking about food. Okay, never mind.
No, I'm gonna talk about why I asked Wyatt here when I ran into him.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to start this like new life for myself, right? Like I was an assassin, I gave that up. I'm trying to start my own, within the Shadows organization. But when I moved here, I had no idea that there was a Church of the Raven Queen in town. And, everyone knows, about those phantoms, Wyatt.
Not a lot about them, no.
So they're pretty much, from an assassin standpoint, pretty much the primary rivals of the Shadows.
You know what? I wouldn't know that, but
yeah. But to call them a rival is pretty laughable. I mean, it's like, we're much bigger scale than they are. But we have this historic rivalry. I didn't know that they were in town. I bought this building, and now they're just like causing all kinds of problems for me. And I had to bring in out of town laborers because they keep killing the local carpenters and such. And then the other day, I had a courier.
Union members?
No, they were killing the local guys, not the union members.
Okay. Well,
that's still really fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Like, why would they? Like that guy's just doing a job.
They're trying to send me a message.
Why wouldn't they try and kill you instead?
They did try to kill me once, but I got to get up pretty early to take out Malthus. There's caused me problems. Now I had to call the union, Runa, to outsource my labor because they're the only people. The local guys won't even work for me because it's so dangerous. And there's this rumor that this place is haunted, which the deaths aren't helping. But anyway, so I'm paying twice the wage to bring out outside guys. And then the other day, I had a courier coming from Days End with some really sensitive documents, if you catch my meaning. And they killed him and took his stuff back to the church.
Damn.
Don't they know you're retired?
Yeah, I don't know, man. So, basically, if you guys can help take them out, I'll give you 1,000 gold plus whatever you find within the church.
We need gold.
I'm gonna give Cassavel a look. I'm not trying to give him up, but I'm reluctant to agree to go in and kill all these people that are, his people.
Well, we did know that Cassavel was coming here to meet with, or to go to the church, right?
Yeah.
That church. Yeah.
And we know that's what he did on his break.
Yeah. Is he here with us now?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we all met up here after our things.
So
I'm just gonna say Malthus just doesn't realize that he just thinks he's a normal elf.
All right, I won't blow up his spot here then, but we can talk about it outside of here.
When did they start harassing you, Malthus? When you bought the bar?
Yeah.
Did they want to buy the
you should
bar?
have seen it. This guy was leaving town because of the drought. His whole business went under. I got it for like 1/10 of what it was normally worth. It was great.
That's a smart business decision, Buy, don't let a tragedy go unused or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not certain that starting a business in a drought-infested town is really the smartest idea, but
buy low, so high. So I always say.
Sure.
So, is it an acceptable outcome for them to just stop killing your people and harassing you?
Oh, 100%. I don't wish them any ill will outside of our normal competitive nature. Like, I want to be better than them at being an assassin, but we pretty much already are. I don't wish them any ill will. They can exist. From what I understand, the church actually provides a valuable service to the town. They do funeral rites. They take care of the town's dead. They manage the graveyard, so that's fine. I just don't want my guys getting killed and my business getting disrupted.
I like that guy was just talking full-size shit completely on the side. I mean, we are better assassins than them already, so I'm not worried about that.
I'm still a little confused as to why they started targeting you. Just because you bought business in town? Surely there was something more than that had happened.
Okay.
They're
competing assassins.
The Shadows and the Phantoms have historically. I mean, we're like the. I was going to say the Sharks and the Jets, but that doesn't.
Capulets and Montagues.
Yeah, the Montagues and the Capulets also probably not appropriate, but we have a bitter rivalry. And so then when I was in the.
You're a mere the fact that you work with your organization limits you from buying this property. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they probably view it as the Shadows are moving in on their territory, which I understand.
Well, you know what? The proper thing to do would be to send a fucking message, like a written out message to know your intent instead of just randomly killing some people that are working for you. That seems a little aggressive, don't you?
I'm so glad that he finished that thought, because I'm over here hearing him say the proper thing to do would be send a message, and I'm like, damn, we're ready to roll on these bitches now, aren't we?
No, like a written out message saying, like, why are you buying this property? Yeah.
Well, to be clear, though, we kind of are encroaching on their territory. This isn't just my bar. This is going to be a front for the organization. So, also, I'm going to just be honest with you guys. Wyatt knows I'm on the up and up. When I was an assassin, did I beef with some of their assassins? Maybe a little bit. Maybe there's some. I don't know if any of those are in the church, but there might be a personal element too. Either way, I just need him to stop, and I need to get my documents back. That's what I need.
Yeah, so I had misunderstood. I thought this dude was retiring and opening a bar. Sounds like he's not.
He's retiring from being an assassin and moving into the syndicate to open a local. He's not going to kill people for money anymore, but he's going to run a front organization for the Shadows from this town.
So but he's still willing to work with Scott.
Yeah, so here is why aren't the Shadows helping you? And the reason I say this is clearly the Shadows have kicked me out and would be upset if I was here and you were helping me and I was helping you. But instead of going to the Shadows, you came to us.
Honestly, we're just so far removed. They don't have a big presence in Gideon. And, even when I bought this bar, I tried to get their help with the investment, and they just thought it was a really bad idea. So I'm kind of on my own with this one. We're literally on the furthest outskirts. And,
is it possible that they thought this was a bad idea because they knew that the Phantoms had a presence here?
Hey, anything's possible, man.
I mean, how many Phantom zones are there?
Phantom zones?
Yeah, how many Phantom bases and areas are there?
I don't know. They're all over the place.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wherever there's a Church of the Raven Queen, there's pretty much her assassins right behind.
Like you said, though, that church does a lot of good. So you either need to figure out a way to coexist with them, or you shouldn't be here.
Correction. You need to figure that out, because I'm paying you 1,000 gold to do that for me.
Right on. Yeah, we should go do that.
Yeah, I mean, we can go talk to him.
Talking's the first thing to do.
I like to lead with violence, but if that's your inclination, hey, as long as they get my stuff back and they leave me alone, I'm happy with it.
What exactly did they steal?
They stole. I had a courier coming from Days End with some sensitive documents. They killed him and took his body back to the church. So he should have had. I didn't get to meet him, but he should have had those documents on him somewhere.
What was in the documents?
Just said it.
That's guild business.
Okay, you understand that if we get the documents back from them, we're probably going to look at them.
I mean, and also, how are we going to know what the documents, if we have the right documents?
He's got a point.
I mean, we could pick up a fucking planner from the church from last month. That's a document.
They're probably going to be addressed to him, right?
Probably.
Well, listen. I mean, you can look at them. That's bad form. Is there no honor among thieves? It's bad form. But you bring up a good point, Mary. I can see why you're famous. So they will look like plans for a bank vault.
Okay. That is a good example of a description of some sort of document. That's good. Yeah, good job. Are you trying to put a bank vault here?
Yeah. That's
No.
That's what he
There might be a heist in the future that I'm planning.
But on the other hand, there might not be a heist in the future that he's not planning.
Whose bank vault is this?
Listen, if you return the documents, I'm happy to engage in that conversation.
Interesting.
In fact, if you're willing, I'm even happy to hire you guys to do the heist. And let me.
What are you going to do with the money? Are you going to do something good with the money?
I'm going to invest in my bar. I need money for my bar. To put it plainly, there is a lot of money in this heist.
How much money do you have invested in your bar right now?
About 10,000 gold.
10,000?
Mm-hmm.
So if I give you 100 gold right now, what share? I'm just kidding. Let's not do anything.
I'm not looking for investors. There's a lot of money in this heist, and let me tell you, it's a rare situation where if the money goes missing, no one's going to question it.
I mean, all right. So we need to get some documents, and we need to make the church stop killing his workers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be happy with him staying in town now that I know the full story.
What do you think the resolution is? Well, you should talk this away from him.
Let's go talk to him or talk to the church. Feel him out.
I know of a great bar nearby that we could go to for some barbecue. That we can talk this over.
What's that?
The Brazen and the Bold. I found it when I was wandering around earlier.
All right, let's go there. I could go for supper because we just had dinner.
Yeah, didn't we just eat?
They have a great thing for this. They have this great beer called Schwartz beer.
Oh.
And I think we should talk this over there.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good idea.
I tell him, all right, so we're going to talk this over as a group and come up with a game plan, but we'll let you know.
Sounds good, brother. You know where I'll be.
You guys trying to go to the other place?
Yeah, the Brazen Bull.
Was it Brazen Bull or Brazen in the Bowl?
Brazen and the Bold?
It was the Brazen and the Bull, but to be honest, I like the Brazen Bull better, so let's call it that. You misheard it originally.
The Brazen Bull, wasn't that a torture device?
Huh?
A Brazen Bull, I think, was a torture device where they made a hollow bull made of bronze, and then they put a fire underneath it while they put somebody inside of it.
Yeah,
Brazen
I think you're right.
I think he said, was it Brazen Bull?
Bull, like with horns.
Yeah.
Well, this got a dark twist, but that's the name of the place now, so we got to roll with it.
So there's two organizations that both don't like each other, and you guys kind of are parts of both of them. Go.
Yeah, Wyatt. Your friend's an idiot. Was he a good assassin?
Better have been, right?
Jason, was he a good assassin?
He was very good.
I mean, he was a very good assassin in the best assassin organization around.
Yeah, I don't care about a rival or anything. I really have no connection to the Phantoms as it is. But they are, I'm not going to go against them as they are. I'm not going to go against the Church of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, it seems like that church does a lot of good in the town, even from dude's perspective.
And your friends,
That being said, but
research before he came, he bought this inn and came to this town. It sounds like, and it also sounds like the guild isn't even behind him.
so my friend's request seems to be that his people stop getting killed, which seems like a pretty fair request.
What if he just limits his the assassin stuff to just safe harbor for assassins? What if there's no outsourcing or any kind of business dealt from this establishment, and it's just a bar?
I really don't think that's gonna fly. I'll be straight up with you. They want him out of town.
Have they told you this?
Yes.
Are they willing to pay 1,000 gold?
They're willing to give me something that I find worth well more than 1,000 gold, which is the information I need to work the shadow steel.
I keep falling back to the church does good for the town, so we shouldn't do anything to depose that church.
To be clear, we are choosing loyalties between guilds of freelance assassins here, right? These are guys who will kill your neighbor for a 5 piece.
That is true. Assassins are bad.
Frankly, I'm fairly indifferent to all of these issues. Whatever the group wants to do is fine with Milo, but like, just making arguments for good and for bad in this disposition is kind of facile. Like, there are no good guys here.
We could crush the church, get your information that you need.
I'm not crushing the church.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying we could, but we're not going to.
And I don't want to,
It's good for the town.
I don't necessarily want to,
Assuming that we could take on an Assassin's Guild is a little bit egotistical.
Hey, man, anything's possible, man. You just have to choose your destiny. Choose which way you want.
Potentially easy way to get him out of town would be to let him know that he's working with Remy.
That seems like a bad idea.
Oh, no, that's an interesting idea. What other kind way would there be to get him out of town that doesn't result in bloodshed?
Teleport?
He's invested 10,000 gold or what say you into this bar right now.
What if we convince the church to just buy it back from him?
Yeah. Do you think the church has that money? And if so, he could probably set up shop in another town that does not have a church presence.
We'd have to convince him, though. I don't know how willing he would be to go along with that.
You're not wrong, but if his stake in this game is like the guild's not behind him, he's kind of betting it on making money on this bar. And if he can get compensated for the bar and then move to a different area and do it again, I don't see anything that would be fine, right? Hopefully, no bloodshed. Let's see.
As far as I know, he hasn't killed anyone, right? Him specifically. And again, his request is they stop killing his laborers.
They'll stop killing his laborers if he leaves. Don't get me wrong. I don't think them killing his laborers is really an honorable thing to do.
Yeah. How does your church feel about that?
On a level of like rookie assassin to Jonathan Wixon. Like, where does this guy fit on the assassin scale, skill-wise?
Malthus?
Yeah.
He's not part of, at least Remy, to your knowledge, he's not part of what's called the Black Lotus Society, which is the highest tier. He's not part of that. So he's at the very least like a B or C list assassin, but you did know that he had a reputation of being like very strong.
And I know the guys here are very opposed to the assassins, which are clearly on both sides here, but in general, I would imagine they're not taking out hits on your neighbor for 5 silver or whatever you said was your example. I would imagine.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah.
No one ever
So
said
it's
anything
actually
about 5 silver. Like, the Phantoms didn't say anything about 5 silver.
No, I think it was Walter. He's saying like, "Oh, this person will kill your neighbor for 5 copper, 5 silver, whatever the number was."
So it's actually kind of funny in that regard. So the shadows, like to your point, they're not getting out of bed for anything less than thousands of gold. Like they demand a very high price tag for their services. They're basically premium assassins. However, the Church of the Raven Queen will kill anyone just for like a trinket, because their belief is that your death is fated. So they believe if they literally kill you, that they have no agency in that situation. That's just when you were supposed to die.
Whoa, what? That's some crazy shit.
Sounds like the good side is the shadows here.
Good.
Wait. So when it gets described like that, is that the way it is? Is that the way that they do that? That's why that bowl had a bunch of trinkets in it that I didn't see because it was described in Joel's memory?
And to be fair, I'm like saying this as the DM. Like, Remy and Castabel would have some of that knowledge. Mary probably wouldn't unless they told him.
Maybe we should go into discussing the ethics of each company's organization.
I may be biased, but I would definitely share that knowledge about how the Phantoms are low-level assassins. They're a bunch of scumbags. Like, they'll kill anybody for a trinket. I said,
trinket?
Yeah, the shadows aren't out there murdering your neighbors. The shadows are out there, making big political moves for thousands of gold. So to be honest, I don't even see how their paths even cross here. They're two completely different.
So the only thing that the shadows do is political killings. They don't run any sort of other crime or anything like that on the side. That's the only way they earn their money is killing big political targets.
Yeah, we're talking about a restaurant here. It's a safe house.
I'm sure that's the only thing that will be happening there.
Yeah. Castabel, to your point, obviously they also are basically the mob and have black markets and rough people up and all that stuff. Yeah.
Why would they want to come out to this place?
That's a good fucking question. Why is your friend Malthus an idiot?
Look, we need safe house. I say we. It's not we. It needs safe houses everywhere.
I have an idea. We go to the Raven Queen's place and we offer them an apple to kill the leader of the organization. We gotta do it, right? Is that the way it works?
Exactly works that way.
Well, what's a death worth?
It only costs us an apple to find out. It sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a good plan. Or spoon.
You're not getting my spoon. I'm using it.
Remy, you're trying to get back in with the shadows, right?
So yeah, that's my end game here.
If the shadows aren't behind Malthus, is there any chance that you could leverage him to get back in? This bank heist or whatever. I'm sure it's on the up and up. Like, is it something that the shadows would want to do, or is it something that Malthus is doing? Maybe he's robbing the shadows.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have enough information about the heist.
He said it's money that
Either way.
miss.
I don't know if they
Either
would
way.
be getting a cut of it or what.
I have an idea.
But that being said, Malthus is obviously moving up the chain. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're
he's
good.
moving up the chain, and if he continues moving up, it wouldn't hurt for me to be in his good graces.
Is he moving up the chain? I thought he moved down from the assassins. Isn't that a lateral move? It definitely didn't sound like he was moving up the chain, especially if the guild isn't behind him.
He's off the chain.
So he left being a prominent assassin to now own his own safe house. If the safe house does well, Remy, that he will be, like, it could result in him having more clout but it's in a different way. If the safe house does poorly, then it's absolutely a bad move. He's taking on the risk with the hopes that the safe house will do well, and that will result in him being in a higher position.
All right, makes sense. And you're clear, like the shadows aren't really backing this. It's kind of a
They weren't willing
wait
to
to see.
They weren't willing to back it financially or with assassins due to the fact, basically just due to its location. It's so far away from where their centralized power is, that they thought it was risky, and he basically had to take on the risk.
All right, that makes sense.
I have an idea. Okay, so we pay the workers that Malthus has hired to not work and go back to day's end so that he can't finish his restaurant and that he'll leave town eventually. Meanwhile, we steal the plans for the bank vault, figure out where that is, and steal the money that we need for the tournament.
Sounds like we're pissing off everybody in that plan.
No. We satisfy the Raven Queen's people by getting Malthus to move town.
Well, we have to steal the documents from him.
You don't necessarily have to steal the document.
Well, we could ask for them, I guess. I don't know how open they are with that kind of stuff.
If we give him a portion of the bank vault's loot, then he'll probably be satisfied enough to not care about losing his tavern.
Well, he was gonna do the whole bank heist. It's like his plan. So if we did it ourselves and just gave him a portion, he's losing money from his original plan.
I mean, that's a good point. But is Malthus really going to do the bank vault heist himself, or is he going to pay us to do it? He was going to pay us.
He's probably going to pay someone to do it. Maybe us.
No.
I like the idea of doing the heist. But
also, who are we stealing from? That's a good.
That is an important question.
But if they have that amount of hoarded wealth, that's also not probably appropriate.
Yeah,
no.
Probably.
In the context of the universe in which our characters exist, that is a lofty ideal.
What?
I don't know, man.
So,
I don't care what you guys do. This is fun. But if you did want to mess with the laborers, which I didn't see coming, Runa would have connections in the guild.
Dude, what if we just pay them to leave? How much money were they going to make for the rest of their stay here?
Union rate, man, it's pretty good.
I don't know. Whatever, it was double the normal rate, whatever that is. That's how much you were
I
doing.
think he's saying paying these union guys is costing him twice as much, right?
Steve the Mason, my old friend, told me that they were getting paid twice the normal rate.
That's good.
Does the guild have a blacklist?
Probably. Yeah.
Did your buddy Steve know that the previous workers were killed on purpose because they were working?
If he did, he didn't mention it.
Well, maybe you should tell him that.
Yeah, probably.
This is a tough one. Why'd Malthus start this bar in this town? He knew what he was doing. He was just expecting to steamroll the religion that had been here for years. Is that what's going on? Trying to expand their territory?
He said he didn't know they were here.
He's basically a disaster profiteer,
Dude,
right?
he had to have known they were here. He fucking had to have known they were here.
How is he trying to steamroll them, Nick? Exactly.
This is their first foothold in this country, man. This is their first step. As soon as they push them out of this town, they're going to push them out of the neighboring town, and then the neighboring town after that, and then the town after that.
Well, if it's their territory.
We discussed they kill people for trinkets, right?
Again,
I know. That sounds
they're
really
good
bad.
guys,
Sounds
right?
really bad. But like, do they
there are
also
definitely
perform good
degrees.
for? Do they also perform good for the community? Do they do that? Funeral.
So does, the shadows.
Do the shadows?
The shadows they're involved in many charitable events. They support small business.
Steve can speak firsthand to that.
By support small business, meaning the guild hires them to break the knees of scabs.
Does the Church of the Raven Queen help the community?
Somewhat, it seems like.
Or are they just like a crazy assassin group that you can donate a couple buttons and it'll kill your neighbor? Like, is that a normal thing?
Who's that question directed to? Me?
Yes.
They had mentioned earlier that this church provides services to the community in the form of funeral rites, maintaining the graveyard. You saw like just other services. So like anything associated with death, burial, funerals, grief, counseling, even they
see that one coming.
participate in that.
But can you also get them to assassinate anybody for random trinkets?
Not so Remy and Cassavel would know it's not random trinkets. It has to be an item of sentimental value.
Okay, whatever. Same thing. Will they kill anybody you want on a whim?
A whim is
I'll tell you, they'll kill a bunch of laborers, a bunch of innocent laborers.
By sentiment, and they aren't doing that for trinkets. They're doing that to protect their territory.
So along the same
something of sentimental value would be like your wedding ring.
Okay.
Like it wouldn't be just like a random apple that you found on the ground. It would be something that has value to you.
So wait, hold on. I mean, we've established that they're two different assassination guilds, but could it be that somebody just like another bar in town offered something to the Raven Queen for them to kill the laborers of this new bar? Like, is that a possibility?
Hey,
he says in the only other bar in town.
That's funny.
Right as the waitress was coming over too. Real bad timing.
listen, this is a war for territory. This is about protecting their territory.
Right, because you guys,
They're rival.
your team wants him out of town.
The Phantoms. I'm not part of the Phantoms. I don't really say I'm on their team. But I'm also not going to go against the Church of the Raven Queen. And they have, like I said, something that I value much more than 1,000 gold.
Are the Phantoms synonymous with the Church of the Raven Queen?
They're very closely linked.
I'm just
They're basically a branch of it, right? They're like a part of the church.
But could you have the church still exist in the town without the Phantom presence?
I don't know enough about it.
We should inquire.
I don't think that they're gonna be okay with us running the Phantoms out.
This is a
Again, though,
good query.
His only request is that they stop killing his people.
And their only request is that they leave town.
See, but that's more of a request. It's not unreasonable to say, "Hey, stop killing my people." it's a little more reasonable to say, hey, I know you just spent
Can you tell
at
me?
least 10,000 gold.
Can you tell me?
What if the dude left
like,
town?
all seriousness, can you tell me with all seriousness that if he had the opportunity to kill their people, that he wouldn't do it?
I think he has the capability to kill them.
Right
And he
now.
hasn't.
Right now.
Yeah, he's an assassin.
I mean,
right? Isn't he a trained assassin?
Didn't he basically just ask us to go in there and kill them?
well, he said we don't have to kill him. He said,
That is what he had in mind, I think.
but then I asked if it would be an acceptable
Yeah.
outcome for them to just knock it off, and he said, sure.
Yeah.
But for how long?
I mean, maybe they could stop killing his people indefinitely. Would be nice.
You know what I mean. How long is that going to be okay with him?
The laborers. He said the laborers. So as whenever he gets his bar finished, I would say that is the deadline.
He's protecting his investment. They're protecting their territory that they already had claim to.
Yeah, he admittedly paid a tenth of what that bar should have been valued at. How much could he have invested in the construction of this new bar? He said 10,000 gold. That's a ton of gold.
Maybe it's got some expensive magical security measures that we don't know about. It is
Maybe it
a
has a
guild
maybe it
safe
has a
house.
safe.
I mean, he already has an imp behind
A
the
shadow
bar.
safe house. Yeah, some kind of. Yeah, that's true.
So he's
Just
already dealing
that
with
is a
that.
fun gimmick too. I gotta say.
Yeah.
I just don't see him laying down and voluntarily leaving. And if they
I don't see
push
the
him
church
out,
doing that either, though.
or if they
the
target
church-
him and kill him, I see the shadows coming down hard, which is going to be a little counterproductive here.
I don't though. I thought they didn't back him on his reach out
Exactly.
here.
They determined it was too much of a risk. We already brought that up.
So, yeah, opening the business. However, if they end up killing this guy, I think that would change things a little bit. They've already killed others. They've already tried to kill him.
I have an idea. We burn his business down.
And he collects the insurance money.
He'll leave.
What's he probably would leave.
He probably would leave, right? Nobody dies.
Malthus is my friend, one of the few supporters I have at Shem Shadows. I am not burning down his bar.
Fair.
Well, then we got to burn down the church. Just kidding.
Gotta burn something down.
I didn't light this torch to put it back away again.
Someone's getting arsoned. No. Damn, I don't know. I'm really.
This is a tough one.
I'm stuck.
What if we arranged a parlay where we sat as like intermediaries?
All right.
That's a
not
good
bad.
plan.
Talk about that.
Yeah, that's
I
not
like
bad.
that plan.
Let's talk about potential stumbling blocks or irreconcilable differences between the two, right? So what is the nature, the basis of the conflict in the first place, right? We already said they're not really competing assassin guilds, right? They work for different really clientele against different
For
targets.
totally different reasons.
There's not really a huge overlap
That is a
there,
good
right? Okay, so that's all fine. But then we're also talking about the organized crime, mafioso type elements associated with both organizations, and how those might present actual overlap issue, right?
I don't think the Phantoms have that.
I thought you were saying that was going to be an issue for them.
No,
them
I
butting
was
heads.
insinuating that Shem Shadows are not an innocent
Oh, the
organization
guys
that
aren't
only does noble
nice
political
guys.
assassinations.
Listen,
performing political assassinations for people who have the most money generally doesn't result in a good outcome for the people affected by the change in rulership either. I don't really see that as an argument.
true.
Oh, they're not so bad.
Yeah.
Well,
At the same
it's-
time, many organizations
The noble
have been
part. The
called
noble
by
part of
other
that
nations.
was. Sorry, the noble part of that was sarcastic.
Anyway, so okay, so then what is the why is there conflict here? Explain to me why they can't get along. What's a one sentence description of why they need to fight each other?
Especially if, let's say, the Shemi Shadows were to donate a small portion of their proceeds from every assassination, since they're high dollar assassinations, to the Raven Queen. This is all pretty fucking morbid because we're all talking about assassinating people and kind of like, we probably shouldn't do any of that.
You
We
know,
probably shouldn't have any assassinations.
It is a good question. What is the beef?
Huh?
I honestly, I think that's a good question. I don't understand why there is beef between the two because they don't really have overlap.
Well, they could talk about it at the parlay.
Yeah, let's do that. Make a parlay between them.
So
Then we can get. Then they can inform us of where their lines are and what their exact beefs are, and we can identify the conflict and try to find a resolution.
So we have a win-win-win.
That's where the shadows win, the phantoms win, and we win.
Yeah, win-win-win. Everybody wins. Yeah.
This is one of my favorite types of episodes of Star Trek TNG is when they get two factions and the crew of the Enterprise serves as the hosts of a parlay and helps them do diplomacy. It's a fun genre of Star Trek episode.
We need neutral ground. Like, would this place be considered neutral ground?
Yeah, the Brazen Bull.
I don't know. Does the Raven Queen have any ownership of this place?
That's a good question. That is a good question. Maybe they're investors in the other bar in town. That's really it.
Jason was shaking his head no.
No, this should be a neutral town.
All right.
Outside of the fact that they paid the Raven Queen assassins to kill the Malthus.
I do wonder if Malthus would want to meet in his competitor's place, though. Maybe we can find somewhere more neutral.
Like a hayloft.
I don't know.
How about the Halfling Caravan?
Oh no! Let's not take our troubles toward those people.
Why? Everything works out for them.
Yeah, it was okay to bring the trouble in here, but it's not okay to bring the trouble over there. Huh?
By osmosis, everything will work out for us.
Yeah, that's how adventuring with me works.
Except for Callum.
Who died? because directly because of your actions.
Because of our.
I like this plan. I didn't see this coming. This is good.
You didn't see a parlay coming?
I don't know.
It took
I
us
just
a
want
while
to
to
set
get
up a
there.
cool.
Literally, we talked down your environmental terrorist dragon a couple of years ago. Why would you not think that we were trying to talk this shit out too?
I don't know. It's cool. I just try to set up a little, like Tu said, two conflicting groups. You both have connections to them. What would happen if they didn't? If we had to deal with that?
There's no bad guy. There's no bad guy. There's just different motives.
They're
good
definitely
Yeah,
two
there's
bad guys.
Yeah.
It's two bad guys, and they're going to talk it out.
I'll feed this cat, or she is just going to keep on being disruptive. I will be right back.
There's enough people for everyone to assassinate.
Yeah.
You know,
So how you guys gonna?
maybe they'll get together and they'll fight it out, and they'll just kill each other, and we'll still win.
Maybe,
Win-win-win.
yeah.
So how you guys gonna initiate the parlay?
Well, we're around Malthus, so we should make plans with him to go to a dinner someplace and go to the church and then organize for the same dinner and not tell either of them about it. We're gonna parent trap them. Think that's a bad idea?
I think if we want to start off on the right foot, we should start with being honest.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. We could trick them if they refuse to meet, maybe, then come up with some way to trick them. But
Yeah.
we should approach them honestly first, I agree.
to discuss
can
their
send a-
I'm gonna
Send
read
a-
the diplomacy that you arranged by trickery.
Yeah.
We can split our party in half.
Yeah, that'd be friends.
Remy talks to Malthus. Damn it. What's your character's name, Joel? Cassabel speaks with the Phantoms. And we say, like, noon tomorrow. Or something.
Sort all this out.
Meet at, like, I don't know, I guess the Brazen Bull. That's fine. We could. Well, both sides meet at noon at the Brazen Bull, and we'll talk it out. Basically, we approach both sides with their respective associated party members.
That works.
How many cohorts can they bring along?
2 each.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable number. There's I don't know how much space is in the Brazen Bull.
That way we can still outnumber all of them.
Yeah, let's just
smart.
kill both sides.
Very sneaky.
All right. How are you guys positioning it? So let's start with Remy. How are you positioning it to Malthus? Did you hear me? Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm going to be pretty upfront with him that, in this situation, he doesn't have the backing of Shadows, and I know he still wants to excel. But in fairness, I mean, he is kind of stepping in on somebody else's territories, and all that's going to come with it. And they are concerned about their business, obviously. Said from my perspective, it doesn't look like your businesses are going to overlap that much. So, I thought maybe we could sit down with them, have a parlay, and see if we can talk this through, come up with something that works for both sides. And I'll make a diplomacy if I have to.
Yeah, make a persuasion check. It's not going to be super hard.
Which I actually cannot get below an 11 for, I don't think. Let me see. 11 roll. Persuasion and deception, 9 and below, always equal to 10. Okay. And there we go. So it's going to equal a 10 plus 8 is 18.
All right. You sell him on the idea. He's very pragmatic. He actually mentions that. So I said this before. The halfling word for these shelters, they're referred to as Dalgalin, which is literally just translates to shelter in halfling. So like the safe houses are known as Dalgalin, and he tells you like part of the rules within the shadows for a Dalgalin is that they're actually not supposed to do business within the Dalgalin. It's supposed to literally just be a safe house. So like they'll do like black market trading, and people break that rule all the time, but on paper it should just be a safe house. So that makes sense to him. He's pragmatic. He appreciates your pragmatism and helping him see through some of the bullshit. He does say like he's surprised that being a halfling that you don't hold racial animus to them, given the fact that they destroy your homeland, and that's like part of this beef too.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Man.
I keep forgetting that part.
Am I around when he says that?
Oh, that makes a lot more sense, that piece.
I don't know. I thought Remy went alone, but
So no, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I still don't know that shit.
Yeah. So, but he's like, hey, if you're willing to get past it, I'm willing to get past it.
Didn't she bring it up earlier?
She did.
Yeah, you were there when your.
Yeah, Ariara brought up that the Shidarkai destroyed. But do I know that Castavel's a Shidarkai yet? I feel like I'm still in the dark about that somehow.
I thought we all knew that. I could be
thought it
wrong
was
though.
Yeah. See, the backup plan is we could burn down their church.
I might put it together by the end of this adventure.
Also, Mary, you earlier said like, hey, you're not going to be speciesist.
Yeah.
Just because they did that hundreds of years ago doesn't mean that should reflect on anyone today. So
Yeah,
you
that's
took like
true.
a very like open-minded approach.
Yeah.
Okay, so Malthus is brought in. He doesn't have anyone to bring with him outside of his imp. So Remy, will you be his like second?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Cassavel, how are we telling Corvus and the Phantoms?
Yeah, they're going to be the harder ones, I think, because they don't have as much of a pragmatic sort of thing to kind of go about it with. I'm also not a very talkative or convincing person. I guess basically. They want to parlay. Malthus would like to parlay. I unfortunately am honor bound with a party of mine that I've been traveling with. That kind of prevents me from openly going against Malthus. So we've kind of come up with the possibility of us getting together on neutral ground and kind of discussing a treaty of some sort to prevent any further bloodshed. I mean, you guys have been kind of killing innocent laborers.
At that, Corvus will just say, well, they were fated to die at that time.
Okay, and what trinkets did you receive to have them killed?
Oh, no trinkets there. Yeah. It's true.
Either way, we want to end the bloodshed. We want to do it in a manner that doesn't result in more bloodshed. So let's get together and discuss with Malthus. Maybe you can convince him to run out of town face to face. Or maybe we can come up with some sort of agreement where he abides by certain rules while he operates in your town. And if he breaks those rules, then perhaps then you can strike.
Persuasion check.
Yep, that's the hard part.
Not crazy hard, but it's going to be a little harder than Malthus.
Yeah, I'm just going to preemptively grab the inspiration die.
Okay.
I got a 5.
And is anyone?
I got a 5.
Is anyone with you?
I mean, I don't know.
You want anybody to be with you?
Well, you went with him, didn't you? You went with Remy. Okay, I can go.
He did not.
What's that?
He didn't go with Remy. We established that.
He didn't. Oh.
I can be there if you want some luck, man.
Fuck you, dude. You're the one in charge of your character.
I mean, yeah. Right. If it would have been the harder sell, I probably would have gone with you.
All right, let's say Mary's there. That's fine. So, what did you get, Casfell?
5 and 3.
Total?
Yeah, that's it. I'm a -1 on my charisma, so this doesn't go well. And I rolled very poorly. Today is not a good lucky roll night for me.
Want me to jump in there?
What are you gonna do, Mary?
You know what? Do you want to kill him? Do you want more of your people to die?
I don't think any of their people died.
Are your people fated to die this week? You all talk about death and fate. Do you know if you're going to die this week?
He says the Raven Queen knows. He says you are very brave. halfling to come into this church,
Why?
given the animus that our people have for one another.
I only know what a person has. I'm talking about people. I don't want to think about our past. Do you want me to relive our past and view you as the enemy in today's world automatically? Is that what you want?
It's just, to be honest, I mean, that's kind of the bad part of the dynamic is you guys blame us for what happened when, like, I didn't contribute to what happened.
Yeah,
Those are my ancestors, and it was an accident.
But today you're contributing to what is happening and further bloodshed that you say is divine, divine from your God that they chose to die at this point at this time. But who really made that decision? I want you to tell me. Was it you?
All right, make a persuasion check.
Cool. I got a 24.
There we go.
Okay. Damn.
I rolled a 19.
All right, so
Facing it.
so he still believes people were fated to die. You're probably not going to sell him on that one, but the fact that you brought up that like he's still contributing to that conflict today, that like speaks to him, like because they really don't, like, from their vantage point, it was an accident and it was their ancestors, and they don't like the fact that the halflings still blame them. Like, it wasn't anything that they did, and even their ancestors like didn't do it intentionally. So, like, you can sell that angle, and that speaks to him. So with the 24, he will reluctantly agree to parlay.
Righto. Sweet. So the only way forward is in conversation.
He's back. Oh, sorry.
Also, like,
So
he theoretically could be old enough to be there and be one of those guys that caused that disaster, right?
An elf.
Being an elf?
theoretically, he's not, but he said he's not. But yeah, theoretically, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so noon the next day, Corvus is going to show up with two other assassins, one of which looks like him, the other of which is actually wearing half plate, and has is wielding a katana. But the other two look like leathery, daggery assassin types. And then Malthus will show up with Remy and Kern as the imp.
And we're all there.
How do you guys? You're all there. How are you guys orchestrating this?
I'm going to get a round from the bar for everybody.
Good call.
Yeah. Maybe some snacks.
Well, you gotta have snacks.
Took the words out of my mouth.
This place has great
Not
barbecue.
snacks, wine. Oh yeah.
Malthus
Yeah.
eats. Malthus picks up one of the ribs. They have like different sauces. He puts like a white barbecue sauce on it, and takes a bite, and he's like, "God damn, man, it's just so good. Like I can't even hate. Like it's just so good. Like how am I going to compete with this?"
You could hire their
Angle.
chef.
You just got to be you, man.
Ooh.
Gotta
Yeah,
be
or
you.
burn the place down. I like the suggestion of burn the place down.
Yeah.
No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing that you should do. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone's eating and drinking. It's definitely awkward. How we proceeding?
We need to start talking about how we're going to stop people.
Yeah. So
What?
first off, everybody, thank you for coming. What's their leader's name? The church.
Corvus.
Corbin. Corvus. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of history here between halflings and Shadowkai, and between the shadows and the phantoms. But yeah, we're trying to move past that here to figure out something that can work for everybody. You know, in talking with my friends here.
They nod at that. They react positively.
talking to my friends here and having a little bit of an understanding about how the shadows work. I don't know completely how the phantoms work, obviously, but it seems like there's not going to be a whole lot of overlap here. And I don't know if there's a misunderstanding or what, but what's freaking his name now? I can't think of it. Malthus?
Malthus? Yeah.
My understanding, talking to Malthus, his intention is to bring in a safe house. And as you know, part of the rules of safe houses are other criminal activity cannot occur in a safe house.
So it's not like they're going to generate work out of it. It's not like they're going to encroach on your assassinating.
Corvus looks confused by that. He says, wait a minute, so you're standing up a front for the shadows, but you're not going to be taking assassination contracts out of that front? To which Malthus says, it's actually against the rules. He's like, I mean, listen, people break the rules sometimes. They're punished. But this is just meant to be a safe haven. We do some, like, black market trading. But, yeah, like, there's no assassination contracts that are going to be generated from this establishment. To which Corvus goes, like, okay. Mary and Remy, give me a persuasion check for that, like, first point. Whoever wants to do it.
Remy was talking more.
Yeah, Remy, go ahead.
All right, let me roll. This doesn't happen to count as using brewer's tools, does it? No, probably not.
We're drinking.
Drinks.
Yeah, I was going to pour some wine out of my tankard.
+1 for the brewer's tools.
All right, so it's a 24.
All right. You've convinced them that their assassination businesses are not going to compete with one another. They're good on that front.
So what other concerns do you have that we could address while we're all here?
Malthus says, like, so wait, so we've established that. So are you going to stop killing my guys? To which Corvus will say, like, that's fair. And then Malthus will say, okay, what about you killed a courier of mine 2 nights ago? He had some documents that I really needed. Could I have those returned to me? To which Corvus will say, those are sacraments for the Raven Queen at this point. Which Malthus does not seem happy about that.
I would chime in and say, is there a donation to the Raven Queen that we could make in order to gain those sacraments back?
Make a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him with the real thing.
Oh, I'm going to use. I got a 13.
He says it would have to be a pretty large donation. And Malthus is like, this is ridiculous. Like, they're my documents.
Yeah, so I feel like we're making a lot of progress here, and it's being held up by something that seems relatively small. What does the Raven Queen need with those documents?
Corvus will say, oh, go ahead.
So I interject quickly. I say, or what of sentimental value would the Raven Queen accept in exchange for the documents?
Corvus will say, from my understanding, having inspected the documents, they are instructions on how to commit a fairly large heist. Now, to Cassville's point, we're not really in the heist business. I mean, we always need money, but we much prefer mementos for our matron. So if there is a memento of significant value that could be provided in their stead, we may be open to that.
All right.
I just looked to Malthus.
Yeah, does he want to offer anything up?
He's gonna look at you, Remy.
I kind of whisper over to him, like, we were going to do the heist anyways. What if we cut them a percentage of the heist?
Make a persuasion check. I was glitching up for a minute. What did you get?
Yeah, he froze up. I got a 26. The minimum I can get is a 19.
Okay.
I have expertise in persuasion. And I also have that
you're
thing
really good
where
at that.
anything below a 10 is a 10.
Yeah, a hard DC is 20, so you're gonna crush those. He seems to accept what you're saying, and he says, "What if we find anything in the vault that's of sentimental value to the owner of the vault, we'll turn it over to the church." To which Corvus says, "That's fair. Agreed."
Cool.
I feel like we're all being really fair here today.
Yeah.
I know we didn't really agree to take on the bolt, but it seemed when it got brought up earlier, most people were on board for it.
Yeah. So Malthus will just say, "So we have an accord," and Corvus will say, "Agreed. However, if we find out that you guys are breaking any of those rules, we're going to bring the full might of the church down upon you." To which Malthus says, like, "That's totally reasonable."
I would suggest that you bring it to Malthus's attention first to make sure.
Maybe with like a note, just to make sure that there's no confusion about any certain actions. Like what has already transpired that resulted in several deaths of innocent people.
Like a text-based message.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he says, "Mary, you don't understand. It was their time to die. They were fated."
Well, like, getting
So
this
they-
kid.
So they get up and they shake hands, and they say, "It sounds like we've come to an arrangement. We can both go back to assassinating people without impeding one another." This is great.
That's what we call a win-win-win.
All right. So they're gonna go back. So they're everyone sort of leaves like not super happy because but pretty okay with how things went down. The Shattered Kai will go back. Cassavel, they'll give you the blueprints and the documents for Malthus. Malthus will go back. To be honest, he was originally reluctant to give you your 1,000 gold, but given how well that went, he's going to do it now. So he'll give you your 1,000 gold.
Are we splitting that, or is that group funds? What do you want to do with it?
I'd say put it in the group fund because
Yeah,
I'm only
group
100 away from the target. And honestly, we could probably just throw 100 from each of us into it. I mean, like split up out 100, like each throw in 20 gold.
We also have good ways to travel before we get to that place.
True. And we got a heist now that we're
And we have a heist.
potentially
Yeah, now we're locked in. Unless you guys don't want to do a heist, but I know Runa seemed pretty amped about it earlier. So
Which was surprising, considering.
Runa, you're muted.
Intrigued
yeah, you're
by it.
muted, Steve.
Who are we heisting
I
from?
forgot I was muted, so I muted myself while I was eating.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely down for a heist.
Can we get like a quick look at those docs to see who the heist is directed at?
Yeah, it has to
Yeah.
be,
So Malthus will come out and spread them over the table, and he says, "So looking at the documents, it appears to be both a bank vault and a prison."
Okay.
Who has anyone can make a history check?
I got
Very
history.
low DC.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
Dude, I cannot roll above a 10 tonight.
It's a 7.
I actually also rolled a 1 for the night.
Can't Nick
Mary,
have you guys re-roll?
Mary Crankshaft, 2 people rolled 1s in your vicinity.
Oh, one of them can definitely. If it's on the same round, then one of them can do it.
Does that work with ability checks?
Yeah. I think.
Well,
Medic, you mind if I take this?
It's out for it.
Oh, there we go. I actually rolled a 20, so 26.
Nice.
That is my fourth 20 tonight, even though I stopped using the random number generator.
Mary, you're up to 70%, just so you know.
Nice.
So Milo, upon looking at the blueprints, you're like, you can't, nothing comes to mind. And then Mary literally like fucking slips, falls down, and knocks over a fucking basket that has all these like shells and shit in it. And a shell lands right in the middle of the table. And that shell triggers a memory that this is clearly the Sea Vault. House Shelton of the Sea Vault specializes in both banking and prisons. Their whole thing is security. Their sigil is a shell with a keyhole in it. But robbing the Sea Vault is like a fool's errand. Like they're super conservative and protect their assets. However, looking at these blueprints, it seems like it's a pretty good plan. And upon asking, who are we robbing? Malthus will say, the best target of all, the Myrtul family. And with a 24 Milo, you know that the Myrtul family... 26 is the disgraced tyrants from Korth that fled the country. And last you checked, were being held in a prison in Gideon.
And that's why no one's going to miss the money.
Yep.
The family in possession of it is currently in prison, and will assume that all of their assets will be robbed of them if they ever get out.
Perfect target.
It's perfect. It's like stealing from Nazis. Let's do this.
So yeah. we'll leave it there. I know Walter has to go at 5. Good. I designed all these dungeons in case you guys fought.
Can't wait.
It's great. It's great that we didn't have to do that. Good job using diplomacy and like getting a piece of the conflict. You guys will be halfway to the next level. So next time we'll see how that goes. But kudos.
All right.
In the interim, like are we gonna have any downtime between this and like the heist?
And that vault's not going anywhere. That vault's not going anywhere, Cassavel. So if you want to take a week or two, huh? Oh, I'm glitching up again. Sorry.
Yeah. I think you're still glitching.
You've been glitching for me the whole fucking time.
I think I'm back. There's no sense of urgency with the vault. So if you want to take some time, the plans that they gave you clearly outline how to forge Shadow Steel. You realize that the missing component was the temperature. There's very specific temperatures that it has to be kept under that in traditional forging you didn't account for. So you now have what you need to make this katana out of Shadow Steel.
Nice. I'll help you out with that if you want.
Likewise.
Definitely take the assistance.
I'm a pair of artificers.
I'll spit in the slack of my head.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's it, guys.
Awesome, man.
Good stuff.
Good
Thanks
stuff.
for tuning in. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. We're